अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on The Debate. Arnab Goswami on The Debate.
Well, welcome back, and I'm just going to be in breaking news mode right now because it appears that there have been major ceasefire violations, and I've got the reports right now. We're going to get Gursimran live. We're also hearing blasts reported near Srinagar. We've got Zinat with us in Srinagar. We've got Gursimran there, and the BSF is fully hitting back right now. And there have been drone swarms reported. It's back to square one, ladies and gentlemen. It appears these are visuals from Udhampur. The air defense artillery, which was alert, is catching the drones. We need no further confirmation. I hope the government puts out an official statement. They should put out an official statement fast. And there are Gursimran is with us, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, further ceasefire violations by Pakistan. Gursimran, explain these visuals. What just happened? Gursimran, Udhampur
yes,
visuals
there has been
us.
ceasefire violations, sir. The ceasefire violations have started this evening when Pakistan resorted to the artillery firing at the Indian Army locations. It was in Akhnur that first ceasefire violation has taken place, to which Indian Army has retaliated effectively. Apart from this, the Palangwala sector has also faced the ceasefire violations from the Pakistani side. Heavy artillery has been used there as well. Even there was a drone spotting close to the border that was also repulsed by the Indian Army. We are told that in the Pragwal sector also there was a ceasefire violation, but that was for a brief period using the small arms. In the Budwal post, that is here in the Arnia sector, in the international border, there was ceasefire violation from the Pakistan side that was retaliated by the border security force. This the locals have also told us, and we have been witness to this.
So this is the point I want to make is what Gursimran is telling us. Gursimran, 1 minute. What information we have is, and look at these Pakistanis. We had a press conference at 6 o'clock. They started the violations at 6:30. We get the visuals at 8:55. We're on air at 9. And something is happening in Srinagar too. And maybe we'll get more from our Jammu and Kashmir bureau chief. Yeah, Zinat, what's happening in Srinagar, Zinat? Zinat, what's happening?
Srinagar. Explosions are being heard in the entire Srinagar state. The blast-like sound continued for around 2.5 minutes. There has been a rush of security forces deployed around the Dal Lake. We are hearing the firing from the Hawala downtown. There are the reports that the airstrike was conducted in the Badami Bagh area. Although we are yet to confirm we are yet to get the official
airstrike was conducted in Srinagar.
Yes, in Srinagar, there are drone attacks that are being carried. We are picking
drone
up.
attacks in Srinagar? I think we must rush our crews immediately to the area.
But yes,
we must rush our crews immediately to the area. We must get our stringers and get the visuals and know what's happened in the Badami Bagh area. Please, yes, please. I hope I'm not holding you back because I need you to be on the move right now.
so we are picking that this is the area of the cantonment of army where these sounds were heard. In fact, the J&K police is also, the Rambagh police is rushing towards us. Meanwhile, some fire shots were heard from the Shankaracharya area in the downtown itself. This bang, the loud explosions continued for around 2.5 minutes in Srinagar city. Although people were having a sigh of relief after the ceasefire agreement was announced after a mediation from the US government, Donald Trump. But now we are again seeing a panic has been created, and this has again escalated a situation in the Srinagar city, and Srinagar itself is witnessing a blackout in multiple areas of the Srinagar downtown as well as in uptown.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we are hearing some other reports coming in, and
I can confirm that a drone has been taken down in Baramulla, which means it was in our airspace, and the air defense systems had to intervene.
Yeah.
This is a clear case of not just ceasefire violation. This is a drone.
Again, we are hearing the blast-like sounds. Again, the blast-like sounds are being heard, and we are picking up. There has been. It is again the UN side, UN office side area, which is again.
Can
the
you be quiet? I can't hear. Just give me a moment. Yes, please.
Where the explosions are being heard, the continuous.
There is Rakshita in Srinagar has a report live. Zeenat, you move to the area. I'm staying with you. Rakshita, over to you. What's happening around you?
We are hearing incessant blast right now. We just spotted one of the lights in the air as well. We just spotted that. Spotted the interception as well. This is continuing for the past 15-20 minutes. There was a breather in between, and as we speak, while Ziad was speaking, we'll just go upstairs and show you. We'll try and go upstairs and show you.
You go up.
And this is another, what we understand, a drone attack on Srinagar, and it's happening across Srinagar as we speak. We just saw
I'll stay away from the live pictures for a moment. You can tell us what you're seeing. I'm not going to show the visuals, but I'm just trying to tell you one thing here, Rakshita. Just keep the camera on yourself. We don't want to capture any live information, but the fact is we have visuals from Udhampur, we have visuals from Jammu, and there are certain situations. We are also hearing about ceasefire violations in Poonch, and ceasefire violations in Rajouri, and ceasefire violations in Akhnur. And this is all at a time when we had just started celebrating that there is a ceasefire, and this is happening again. So there is obviously some Pakistani tactic that's going on here, because this is now ground reporting that you're seeing. Omar Abdullah himself is tweeting tonight, what happened to the ceasefire? There are blasts that have been reported all over Srinagar. We do not know the details. Our reporters are going on the ground. Viewers, you know, Zeenat is on the move. Gursimran is live with us. Just tell us all that you are hearing. Gursimran. Gursimran, what else are you hearing?
Arnab, it all started at 6:15, 6:30. There have been ceasefire violations that have been reported in the Akhnur sector. This is line of control. It is in the Palamwala, that is line of control. It has been reported in the Sundarbani, line of control. It is in the Rajouri district, and also on the international border. It is in the Arnia area. To be very specific, to be very precise, it is Budwal post, from where the BSF was targeted, and it was retaliated effectively by the border security force. This has happened in the 4 sectors in totality. 3 along the line of control and 1 along the international border. Apart from this, there has been a complete blackout, and the air raid sirens that have been placed at 2 locations. First is the Udhampur district, where the headquarters of the Northern Command of the Indian Army is, and the second location is the Akhnur area, because very close to a vital installation of the Indian Army, from where Indian Army operates their key operations. There have been a drones activity that was spotted. It was a hostile drone, after which the air defense system was activated, and there was loud sirens that were heard. So this is the situation that at 4 places there have been ceasefire violations, and at 2 places there have been hostile drones that have been detected. So clearly the situation is plus minus like what it was yesterday. Nothing has changed on ground, Arnab. There have been ceasefire violations from the Pakistani side. Indian Army is giving them befitting reply. BSF is giving them befitting reply, and also the drone attacks have been launched today as well. Attempts are being made. The districts of Udhampur and the subdivision of Akhnur, they are still under total blackout. Reason being that the threats are still there. The air defense systems are trying to neutralize these threats that are there. So one thing is very clear, that what Pakistan committed, they have not gone by their words, and they have violated the ceasefire. And what we are witnessing on the borders, even one of the cabinet minister of Jammu and Kashmir, Satish Sharma, who comes from
please switch off your light, thank you. Switch off your light, thank you. Switch off your light, thank you. Take him off the screen. Now, I'd like to go across to our, please, because we don't want you to become a target. Now, thank you. We have another reporter live with us. Can the producers please be active on the story? Arawat, what's your location? What are you hearing? Arawat from Baramulla. Arawat, Baramulla mein aap hai, wahan pe koi khabar?
There is a drone.
Yes, absolutely. We are here in the Baramulla right now, and we have also been told from the sources that the drone was spotted in the Baramulla, and the same drone has been shot down by the forces in the Baramulla town, and the drone was approaching towards the sensitive locations in the Baramulla, but we have seen the alert troopers has foiled the drone attempt in the Baramulla, but yes, we have seen that the sirens have been also alerted in the Baramulla town. And also, we have seen that the blackout has been called across the Baramulla town. And also, we are moving towards the safer locations as of now, Arnab. And right now, we have seen that the sirens are still going on in the Baramulla district. Also, we have seen the drone was coming from the line of control Uri towards the main town Baramulla, and where the sensitive locations are. But we have seen that the alert troopers has followed the drone attempt, and the drone has been shot down in the Baramulla. But yes, there are the reports from the line of control areas that Pakistan has violated the ceasefire violation in the Kamal Kot area and other areas of the Uri sector. As of now, we are getting the reports from the sources there as we are traveling back from the Uri.
It's a serious situation that has developed all over again. I mean, my understanding of the situation is that if there are ceasefire violations, in Sundarbani, if there are ceasefire violations across multiple locations by the Pakistan army, if there are drones that have been sighted in Gurdaspur, if there are drones that have been sighted in Srinagar, Badami Bagh area, then General Bakshi, I don't see the guest. Can I see the guest? Then only I'll know who's on air. General Bakshi, what in your view is going on? Can I continue to have my reporter on air and also put the information in, please? Yes, please. General Bakshi. General Bakshi.
Yeah, you know, Arnab, Donald Trump had negotiated a ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine for a month. And from day one, it broke down and the fighting has intensified. So why are we surprised? Why are we surprised? I think we give it a day or two to gauge Pakistan's intention. It is the Pakistani DGMO who had asked for this ceasefire from our DGMO.
But maybe there is is there something else in the works? Is it that their civilian leadership agreed to a ceasefire? And I want to go back 1 minute. So I want to go back to Rakshita. Rakshita, just without keeping the frame, can you tell us what you're hearing? Rakshita is in Srinagar. Rakshita, yes, Rakshita, what's the update from Srinagar?
Once again, right after we spoke to you and when we went upstairs, we again saw that multiple explosions we could be heard from several directions, not just one. And right in front of us, we could in fact see the drones being intercepted. And this was not just one, but it was the bangs were incessant, and it went on for some time, for a few seconds, and then we also saw we sighted the drones, tried to capture it. Of course, we can't show it live, but yes, we have just witnessed this an all-out blackout. It's a complete blanket blackout right now as we speak in Srinagar, because this is unprecedented in the past 3 days. We did hear such explosions in the morning, in early morning today after 5:45. We woke up to those. We in fact were live that time.
Just dim your lights, Akshita. Thank you. Dim your lights. This is an evolving situation. Dim your lights. That's a standard. Can you? I know you are in a safe location, but dim your lights when you speak to us. In these times, you can never be too careful. And I want to go to Zeenath right now. Zeenath is also there. Akshita, Zeenath, what more information are you getting? Zeenath, I saw her live. She's on the move. Even if she's on the move, I can go across to her. I have Arabat, I have Gursimran. I have Abhishek also with us from... Switch off the lights, Abhishek, please, for God's sake. You do not have to switch on your lights to go live. For God's sake. Now, can I repeat that point, please? Thank you. And I have Soumya from Srinagar as well. Soumya, can we show the multiple locations, the 4 screens, and we can still take our graphics and our video with it? Because I want to see all our reporters there who are live, because I won't understand who to go across to next. Soumya, what's happening? Soumya? Soumya? Multiple explosions. I can tell you that Soumya said she heard 10 to 12 explosions. 10 to 12 explosions in Srinagar. Soumya, are you there?
Some blast heard. We heard multiple explosions. Again, you can see there's lighting there in the sky. You can see there's a movement, some sort of movement here, some sort of lighting, multiple movements. And 15 minutes of time, we heard multiple explosions, As I speak, again, there's explosions. As we speak, there are noises that can be heard. And
I can't hear her audio is to be clearer.
A span of just 15 to 20 minutes.
Okay, 1 minute. There is a lot of ambient sound around you. You fix that. I'll come back to you. Rakshita will hold it till then. Rakshita, now tell us, for ground reports. Can I have Rakshita, Gursimran, Arawat, all live, 3-4 windows, please. Let's go. Can we do that, please? Ladies and gentlemen, this is a breaking news situation. There have been multiple ceasefire violations within hours of the announcement in Delhi that we agree to the ceasefire. It's happened with it.
Somebody did not clearly.
Somebody did not clearly like the ceasefire.
Yeah. And that somebody is there in Rawalpindi.
Yes, Abhishek.
Somebody is there in Rawalpindi.
Somebody who's been hammered this morning.
Yes.
Somebody who hasn't shown his face in the last 5 days.
Yeah.
Has Asim Munir gone rogue?
Asim Munir has absolutely gone rogue. That seems to be the case, because this cannot be the work of a handiwork of a local
Abhishek.
commander.
Yeah.
This kind of battery of armed drone swarms coming in from, Punjab to Jammu and Kashmir, this cannot be the handiwork of one local rogue commander. This is entire army gone rogue. Basically, Asim Munir saying, Donald Trump, take a walk. We are going to do what we are going to do. And whatever is left of their reputation that's been put in tatters by the Indian Armed Forces, they are going to focus on salvaging that, even if it means that Pakistan is going to get more bloody nose. That seems to be happening, because this ceasefire violation is nothing else but Asim Munir telling Donald Trump, go take a walk, go take a walk.
10 minutes back. Now this is getting very serious. Arawat is there with us. I can see, I think Arawat, Baramulla, same situation. Baramulla. Srinagar, same situation. Jammu, same situation. All across this entire area. And ladies and gentlemen, right now there's a blackout right from Punjab, Firozpur, right up to Pathankot, and there is a blackout in Srinagar as well. Something has gone terribly wrong for all the people who wanted a negotiated settlement to this kind of an issue. And you remember I began by saying at 8 o'clock today that I can't believe that Donald Trump doesn't know Pakistan, he doesn't know the Pakistani army, and he doesn't know our intent. And I think I've been proven right here. Because I'd said very clearly that Donald Trump thinks it's like with a click of the fingers these things happen. These things don't happen like this, Donald Trump. You were wrong to try and announce this. You were wrong to try and think you can bring about a negotiated settlement. If anybody can negotiate with India, it's India. It's Bharat. On Bharat's terms, it's the Indian army which should be allowed, to call the shots in this. Trump should now stay out of it. Let's settle it now. This is an unfortunate situation. I'm also told that there has been a blackout in various areas. There are 12 blasts heard in Srinagar. Rakshita, I have Abhishek also with me. Abhishek, also in Srinagar. Can the light get switched off? Every time I take his name, the light does not have to be switched on.
Please switch off the lights.
Thank you. Camera persons. Yeah, thank you. It's all right. Viewers will understand. Those in ambient light, it's fine.
Sorry.
Otherwise, lights off. Yes, Abhishek, tell me. Abhishek, tell me.
It is very clear, Arnab, that the ceasefire has been violated. As of now, the ceasefire, which was agreed at 5 p.m., has been violated very clearly. The place where I am staying, we and our team, we could very clearly see at least more than 30 shots being fired in the sky. We could very clearly witness the incident. This is not even at least 4 hours. I can clearly hear the shots going out even now. This is the 32nd shot which I'm hearing now. And it is very clear the intention of the Pakistan isn't against India. It is very clear.
Omar Abdullah has announced that there is no ceasefire. He says the air defense units in the middle of Srinagar. And this is breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. The air defense units in the middle of Srinagar have just all been opened up, and the Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir has said this officially. So we are moving extremely fast into a situation right now. It's a complete turnaround. We have blackouts across the entire western border. The situation is developing fast. I'm going to stay with my reporters. I do not know who my guests are. And Omar Abdullah has also put out a video right now. And so are we confirming here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It's a blackout in Rajasthan. It's drone attacks. There have been drone attacks by the Pakistanis in Jammu. And now I'll show you the video put out by Omar Abdullah, full frame. This is the video that has been put out by Omar Abdullah, ladies and gentlemen. Just watch this.
3.
Ladies and gentlemen, Pakistan is attacking Srinagar tonight. Pakistan, this is the news. Pakistan is trying to target Srinagar tonight. There is a very evil, demonic, Machiavellian intent. Either it is the Pakistani army which has gone rogue, but I don't want to give anyone the benefit of doubt, because I do not believe there is any real separation between Shehbaz Sharif, Khwaja Asif, and the Pakistan army. General Dayal, please. General Dayal, you're seeing this, ladies and gentlemen. It's just broken out. Yes. Yeah, General Dayal.
Arnab, firstly, we must not say anything because Pakistan is still run by Munir. And who is rogue, who is not rogue? He is the rogue. And you don't trust him. He's not trustworthy.
Yeah.
So this situation continues. But 2-3 things I just want to add to you, Arnab. The ceasefire in 1965, 71, and even Kargil spilled over by a day or two in this world. And second important thing,
Sir, please.
in your statement you have said, statement, Arnab, in your statement you have said, a terrorist act will be considered as an act of war.
Sir,
you did not include your LC. No, your statement is incomplete.
Sir, please.
Yes, your statement is incomplete because you have just defined terror, that an act by terrorist will be considered as an act of war. You did not say that firing across LC will be considered an act of war and India will take action with physically in Punjab. You should have such terms and conditions. It was not there. No? If not required, then he will continue.
It's over, sir.
It's over.
If it said an act of terror.
No, if you are not done, then...
Wait, sir.
No, wait. Two windows. 1 minute. One minute. You can speak to him directly, sir. I'll get you on the screen. 1 minute. You can speak to him directly, sir. Yes, sir. No, you can reply to him, sir. Please.
All I wanted to say is, sir, that before the so-called ceasefire, we were fighting at each other. We were doing what we have to. The ceasefire came in for a few minutes, it's gone. We resume what we were doing, sir.
Listen. It does not mean that we agree to a ceasefire without considering LC as part of the ceasefire. Is it included in your statement?
No, 1 minute. Yes, sir, please.
We could consider
what he's saying is to hell with ceasefire.
To hell with the ceasefire.
Yes, of course. So of course, hell with the ceasefire. So
even if we don't say it, they have said to hell with the ceasefire. It's the Pakistanis who said it.
If I may, and for the audience,
war continues.
Sir, if I
war
may,
absolutely continues.
You have to now escalate the ladder. If you do not escalate now, then you can continue.
Sir, if I may, for the audience who's watching this broadcast, a ceasefire is an agreement between two or more parties to stop aggressive action, often due to mediation by a third party. It is a temporary or permanent stoppage of war, distinct from an armistice. It is.
Sir, I want to tell you a particular context, and the context is this. That please understand, sir. The Supreme Court has given Asif Munir today the powers to arrest civilians. They have approved a military crackdown on dissent. Munir needed it. Now civilians can be tried in military courts in Pakistan in the given situation under the cover of this. So, strengthened by that, are we heading towards a coup? We have to witness a new video is coming in from Anantnag. 1 minute, let's see the new video. So the political leadership of these are visuals from Anantnag. Sir, these are our air defense artillery responding in Anantnag, which means that there have been targeting all over Abhishek. Yeah. So my point is, sir, 1 minute. Sir, 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Sir, Abhishek, how do you analyze this?
I'm wondering. This is Anantnag. This is deep inside.
That means the terrorists, those who are lying, they are activated, and I'm shocked that they can activate with these drones. I'm quite sure that these drones have not come from across IB. There are terrorists. This is what has been happening around Moscow, and this is what they've done. In the jungle, their hides, these guys, they've got these things, and I think they have activated all this in deep areas. I mean, they could not have come from the IB or from the LC. So these could be the possibilities that their hides, terrorists which are hiding, they are equipped with drones, and at the right time, they have today started in deep areas like Srinagar.
So, but there has to be an explanation for what's going on. On whose orders is this happening?
On Munir's orders. On
Munir's orders.
Because you did not destroy their... Did you touch the Jaise Mohammed chief? Did you bring the the HM chief? Did you bring the LET chief? They are still there.
Shawan has updates. We have a complete update from the newsroom right now from Shawan Sen. Shawan, can you be on constantly, please? We've been asking for you for the last 10 minutes, Abhishek and I. Tell us exactly the full summary of what reports you're getting, confirmed and unconfirmed, because Army is not confirming officially, but it's now out in the open. Abhishek, Shawan.
Well, in fact, while they haven't officially put out anything, but the first report that we have got is that the ceasefire violations reporting time was around 6:30 this evening. That's when the sirens also went off. In fact, the two locations we were told is one in Akhnur, and there is also reports that have also come in a little later after the ceasefire violation actually began. We're told that there was also movement of the first drone sighting that has also taken place. In fact, they have used artillery firing along the Akhnur sector, and that has basically continued for a while now. In fact, this has happened, intermittent firing that has actually taken place in Akhnur. That's what we're being told. As far as the drone movement are concerned, there are at least two locations where the sightings have actually been made.
Has there been any statement from the Pakistani side that you're getting? Because you see this statement about the ceasefire, Donald Trump makes the announcement around 5:30? Yes, sir. Around 5:30. The press conference is supposed to happen at 5:30 here, but then the press conference gets pushed to 6. At 6 o'clock, even before our press conference is to start, around 5:45, Mr. Dar, the civilian foreign minister of Pakistan, makes the announcement. You have information. Break, please.
There is no ceasefire. Ceasefire is done with, and Donald Trump can actually, according to Asimone, take a walk, because even we had to tell our forces that, okay, you have free hand, go after these ceasefire violations. I think BSF would respond now. There is no ceasefire whatsoever.
No, the point is, I completely I'm agreeing with you on that, and that is the known fact. What is not known is who is masterminding this. Mr. Dar said, we welcome a ceasefire. Do you think Mr. Dar, the foreign minister of Pakistan...
Munir doing to Shehbaz Sharif,
pardon me, what is
Musharraf did to Nawaz Sharif.
I feel that this is moving towards some kind of a military takeover in Pakistan. There is nothing 100%. Else that can be the fact. And now we have information out here, ladies and gentlemen, that I have that there has been heavy shelling that is still going on in Akhnur, in Rajouri. There is shelling in Kalal. Udhampur is under a drone attack. There is an urgent blackout that has been put out by the district magistrate of Barmer. And ladies and gentlemen, there has been some active contact. Yes. I'm told, cannot confirm it, but active contact means something. We are also told that the Udhampur Air Force Station has been targeted. The Udhampur Air Force Station has been targeted. I do not know what situation there is, but we need to be told. There needs to be an official press release on what has happened in Udhampur, because if the idea was to make us lower our guard, if the idea was to make India lower its guard, sir, and that is my point of severe concern tonight, that we have to analyze the entirely evolving situation in perspective. We don't want to look at things in isolation, and that's why I began 8 o'clock by saying that for God's sake, Donald Trump, you don't know the South Asian region. You do not know this part of the world. You just want credit on...
You don't know Pakistan.
Yeah. Military. The district. Okay. Now, we are told the DC Amritsar has said that since there are reports of ceasefire violations,
Pakistan
we will remain
is not a cryptocurrency. Pakistan is a crypto country.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Someone needs to get that message.
I need to go back to our reporters. I need to go back to our reporters. Yes, Zeenat has an update from Srinagar. Zeenat, your location, what are you seeing? Zeenat, over to you. Zeenat.
See, Arnab, we are heading to we are heading towards the 15 Corps headquarters in Srinagar. This is the Badami Bagh cantonment area, the military-based hospital in the Badami Bagh itself. In fact, the roads leading to Badami Bagh, we are picking that they have been closed, but we are still trying, because around 100 drones were spotted hovering in the sky here. There is no
100 drones
fire. In fact, the air.
So this is a more intense attack than yesterday.
100 drones, yes.
No, 1 minute. There's 100 drone attack.
Absolutely. It is a complete
Has there been any bombings?
Have
there been any bombings?
See, it has been thwarted. All attempts have been thwarted. We are picking that they tried to target the 15 Corps headquarters, the army base headquarters in the Srinagar. In fact, the drones were also spotted in Shupian, Kulgam, and also in Avantipora. One can see here. See my Vijay Mubashir is showing the deployment of this is the road that leads to Badami Bagh. Right now, no movement is being allowed. The civilians.
No, that's not true.
Being stopped here. The deployment
please move away from that. Thank you very much. 1 second. One second. Commodore Bikramjit Singh, for your first comment on the evolving situation here, sir. Please, it's moving very fast, sir. Sir,
Please, excuse me for this, but I'm still processing this information. On the first hand, you say DGMOs talk and you are looking at, a ceasefire, you're discussing this. And on the other hand, you're going on the offensive. So Pakistan cannot be trusted for what it is saying or has ever said in the past.
Yeah.
And this is another example which is trying to, fortify the same sentiment across the globe.
Yeah.
So this is something which is, absolutely not acceptable.
Across the country. We shouldn't lose the momentum.
Definitely. The understanding was that we were rather going to, go all out. This is what was my understanding today. Afternoon meeting, PM met the chiefs. I was thinking that the briefing would be to escalate. And then around 3:30, this phone call has transpired.
No, unfortunately, we lost the momentum to the Pakistani forces.
Exactly.
And we lost the optics to the Americans.
So the fact is that Shehbaz Sharif had a meeting with Zardari. There was political unanimity between the two parties that are controlling Pakistan right now. At that point of time, Trump made a statement at 5:30, very carefully calibrated. Dar made a statement, and Dar was looking very weak, but very hopeful about it. We agreed on their terms, on the assumption that there is still a civilian government in charge in Pakistan. So I think where our mistake has been is that we assume the civilian government is in charge in Pakistan, whereas the reality is that Shehbaz Sharif is just a puppet. Now, if in that is the evolving situation, and suppose the Pakistani army goes and says to Mr. Shehbaz Sharif, it may be your ceasefire, it is not. Now, there's been a ceasefire violation in Pathankot also. If he says, this is your ceasefire, it's not a ceasefire. But General Bakshi, hands up before General Bakshi. Yes, please, sir. General Bakshi.
Sorry to be disturbing. Drone attack in Nalia Kutch also. I'm getting these pictures.
Drone attack in Kutch.
Nalia Kutch, which means a repeat of.
Tell me where is?
I'm getting pictures.
Can you tell me the location?
I'm getting pictures. Nalia Kutch.
You got a picture from there.
Yes.
We've seen pictures of a drone attack in Kutch right now being reported.
I'm sending. So this is.
Please can you share the visual quickly?
And now tell me the importance
of that location.
This is an Air Force base, Nalia in Kutch.
So all Air Force bases, military installations being targeted by drone attacks.
Continue to be targeted.
Yes, sir. So tell me, sir. Abhishek, tell me the location.
This is Nalia Air Base in Kutch, which is again facing a drone attack, which means this is happening around the country, from Kutch to Kashmir, like it happened yesterday, like it happened day before yesterday. Somebody in Pakistan has not agreed to the ceasefire.
There has been an attack on an Air Force base area in Kutch. Now the question is this, that if this is the videos on, ladies and gentlemen, there's a video from Kutch. Have a look at that. Abhishek,
yes,
this was your video which you put out. I can't really see on the small screen.
There's a small drone there, you can see that. This is Nalia Kutch pictures coming in.
Armed drone attacks that are happening everywhere. So, there has obviously been, I don't even want to give the benefit of doubt that there has been an agreement. I believe that these disagreements amount to nothing. Unless I'm told that there has been a military takeover, I will then hold Shehbaz Sharif to blame, and I will hold the Pakistani government to blame, and Khwaja Asif and Dar to blame for making us take them at their word. We have more reporters coming in. Let me. I just want to stay with the reporters for a while. Just 1 minute. Thank you. I want to go to our reporters. Arawat, over to you, Arawat. In Baramulla, how is the situation there now?
We have seen that the drones are moving towards the sensitive locations in the Kashmir Valley. We will not reveal the exact locations where the drones are heading, but yes, our forces are aware that the drones are moving towards the sensitive locations in the Kashmir Valley. And also we have been some reports from the North Kashmir, Baramulla, that drone has been shot by the forces.
We were told, Shawan, you have some information about Northern Commander coming under target again. Shawan.
Well, in fact, I've just got a confirmation that this is more than what we have seen over the last 2 days. In fact, in Akhnur sector, in Khor, there has been heavy, intense firing that has taken place. So much so, we are being given to understand our guards were a little down, and when the ceasefire violation has actually taken place in Akhnur, in Rajouri, and as far as Jammu region concerned, a drone sighting has taken place in the over Badami Bagh cantonment. That's the 15-core cantonment in Srinagar, where we are being told that a drone sighting has actually taken place. The numbers much more than what we were told in the first 2 days of drone sightings that have taken place.
Well, therefore, this becomes the biggest ever drone attack in 3 days, right?
It's a repeat of what has been happening over the last
in
Well,
3
in fact,
days
I was told,
by Pakistan.
Abhishek and Arnab, this is more than what we saw in the first 2 days. The numbers, the areas that they have opened fire, and at the same time, simultaneously, they have also carried
So we
out
have
with
said
a drone attack.
then General Bakshi, it was said any future act of terror will be a declaration of war. This was said by the government. This is beyond terror.
Look, Arnab, one second. Arnab, we were also told that the Pakistani DGMO has picked up the phone, spoken to the Indian DGMO, has asked for this ceasefire, right? If he is going to violate the ceasefire within minutes, there is no ceasefire. Who's stopping us? Who's stopping us? Go for it. Go for it. Simple. Who's stopping you? You know, the Donald Trump had a ceasefire declared between Russia and Ukraine.
Diplomacy should happen
on
later.
day one. No, one second. Day one, that ceasefire broke and the fighting intensified. So let it intensify. I mean, what's the harm? What have we to lose? If Pakistan asked for a ceasefire, so we said, okay. If he wants to break the ceasefire within minutes, give it back. Who stopped you? Who's tied your hands down? Which agreement do we have to go to the United States to say we are sorry or we want your permission? No, sir. We don't need anybody's permission.
But I think that the fact is that over the last few days, it has been shown.
But if he violates, break the ceasefire, go for it. Don't stop anything you are doing.
I'm only trying to analyze this. General Bakshi,
go for it.
General Bakshi, I'm just saying, I'm trying to analyze this.
No, I'm saying go for it.
Sir, if this ceasefire had been effective, if, then wouldn't Asif Munir's neck have been on the line because he has completely failed.
Yeah.
He's missed his targets. The quality of Pakistani weapons he's responsible for is abysmal, right? Yeah, and even we have Gujarat Minister Harsh Sanghvi who has also issued a statement right now that several drones have been spotted everywhere. So there are multiple confirmations coming in, ladies and gentlemen, and therefore, Operation Sindoor continues. This is an ongoing operation. I am absolutely
Basically,
sure.
Munir has put Shehbaz Sharif's neck on the line.
The point is, let's be very clear here. If this ceasefire would have held, Munir would have lost his job because he would have been asked, what were you doing?
Yeah.
Why did you fail?
Yeah.
And so Munir is obviously doing it either in concert or defiance. We'll know in the next few minutes. We will know. You just have to watch what is happening in Pakistan. You have to watch what is happening in Pakistan. Sir.
He is exercising the powers that are bestowed into him, which he has also bestowed in himself. Because he is the de facto dictator.
So I would not be surprised, sir. I would not be surprised if using these powers he arrests.
I'm saying resume the air attacks tonight.
He can, but he can and put somebody who's close to him as his prime minister.
Because his target is power.
Yeah, power. But
he's looking at his own chessboard.
See, at present,
his target is power. He may or may not have a victory.
Arnab, at present, he may be
seat.
At present, he may still would like to excise it indirectly the way he's excising it.
Or so we are in a dangerous situation, sir.
He may bring another face there in place of Shehbaz Sharif. It doesn't matter.
Look, Arnab, 1 second. Arnab, 1 second, please. Arnab, 1 second. The Director General Military Operations Pakistan takes his orders from Asim Munir. The Director General Military Ops Pakistan takes his orders from Asim Munir. Okay? He reports back to him. If he spoke to our DGMO, asked for a ceasefire, and if he's doing this, well, there is simply no ceasefire. You don't have to tell him. You just have to send your aircraft, your Rafales, with more of the same.
Chandigarh up, please.
Give it to him.
Can we have Chandigarh?
Why do we have to stop? What momentum have we lost in one day?
Chandigarh up, Lalit up. Okay, which reporters are live right now? See, we can keep speculating, but...
Give it back.
I want to ask General Bakshi one issue.
Sir, can I just go to a reporter for a while?
All yours.
So Rakshita is live. Rakshita, what's the latest with you?
Yeah.
Rakshita, more locations, more reporters. Can I have all my reporters up out there? on those small windows.
We continue to hear explosions. They have, Touchwood, right now, they have faded a little. What we know that they have faded down a little, but just few minutes back, again, another round of drones. You can't sometimes make out if it's the stars in the sky or it's the drone. But yes, we do see some red lights in the air just a few minutes back. And it continues, Arnab. It was happening in the day. It happened in Avantipura, where we were there, Avantipura Air Base, in Srinagar Airport, and across the valley in Uri and Anantnag and Shopian as well. And now it's happening once again, right after the ceasefire was announced. We see that they are coming with double power. You see that they're doubling down on the drone attacks, and they have been intercepted. We have seen it with our own eyes how they are being intercepted by the air defense system in Srinagar. The air defense batteries have been up since last 2 days. We've seen Srinagar Airport has been the most vulnerable. The air base has been the most vulnerable. Since morning, we are witnessing such, we are in fact hearing such sounds. And once again, here as we stand, there is a complete blackout. And yes, there are some explosions that are heard. And remember, it's in multiple directions. That means that it is happening across Srinagar.
So there are massive violations by Pakistan, right? Okay. Okay. Now the thing is, the thing is, we have to evolve this situation out there. Just give me a moment here because I'm live right now. If Abhishek, you're going to hold it with the reporters. Yeah. I need to go out and make a phone call in just a while. Right now, the fact is, we need to understand what's happening here. If Asif Munir is trying to do this, if Asif Munir is trying to create a situation out here, then I think we cannot begin to isolate between Asif Munir and the rest of the Pakistani government. Yeah. We cannot do that.
Yeah. Obviously, somebody has not listened to Trump, and that's what's happening. But let's focus on what's happening from the ground. I think, what are these pictures?
I think Pakistan must be completely punished. We also have to be very, very careful out there. There are pictures from Gandarbal as well.
The sky lighting up, Arnab. See, look at these pictures. I mean,
the sky is completely lit up. See, this is not possible all over without this being a very planned operation by the Pakistani army. Abhishek, will you hold it? Will you hold it, please, for it? I'm just getting, sir.
I'm looking at pictures.
Sir, Abhishek, please be alive with me.
That. I'm looking at pictures coming in from
Abhishek,
across
keep it moving fast. Can Shawan come on air right now also with Abhishek and hold it for a few minutes? Ladies and gentlemen, I have to speak to some sources and come back.
So you said on the first day, delay, deceive, destroy. That's exactly what they have been doing. No. They have delayed it because of ceasefire. They prepared themselves. Now they've deceived us by sending in drones, and we will do the destroying now.
So something has happened. Something is amiss. I mean, the fanfare with which the Americans really came out, the president announcing, the Secretary of State announcing, and then you had Pakistani Deputy Prime Minister announcing. By the way, remember, Ishaq Dar is related to the Sharifs.
Abhishek, there's also some more news now coming in. The sightings have also taken place in Rajasthan now. Drone sightings in Barmer. And as far as Pathankot is concerned, in Pathankot, there is a complete blackout. Drones have been sighted in Pathankot too. Remember, the airbase as well as the military installation seems to be once again the target of the Pakistanis.
See what I was trying to...
Abhishek.
Well, absolutely. And I believe you want to make a point,
Abhishek, what I'm trying to say is that, look, we do not know exactly what transpired between the two DGMOs.
Sorry, yeah.
Knowing the Pakistanis, they articulate their words.
Yeah.
He must have used the word like Janab, Kabant to kijiyega, kaise. You know, it is how they play with their words.
Yeah.
I mean, I have...
You mean to say, they never mean what they say?
They never mean what they say. And believe you me, whatever is happening now could not have been planned after declaring ceasefire. That means it was well planned.
Absolutely.
It was well planned and well thought out in the morning today. Today morning, Munir has cleared this operation in detail.
I believe we would agree with that. I'm coming to you, Komodo sir. I'm coming. Okay, Major. More information.
Men are dishonored, honored. These are not honorable people.
More information. Shawan, over to you. More information.
Well, in fact, now you have a total of 4 states where drone sightings have actually taken place. It is much more than what we have seen in the first 2 days itself. Now the latest coming in from Barmer in Rajasthan, where air raid sirens are already underway as we speak. As far as the ceasefire violation is concerned, we are being told that along the western border, particularly in Rajouri, in Samba, there has been intense firing as we speak right now. Earlier, it was intermittent firing. Now there's continuous firing. That's heavy artillery firing which is going on. So this is a clear violation right now. Simultaneously, the drone sightings have taken place. As far as numbers are concerned, drone sightings are more than 100 right now.
That's a huge one, Shawan. That's what you're saying is huge, that 100 drone sightings have happened. I have, for example, information that at least 3 drones in Kutch area near the Nalia base have been shot down, which means the air defenses are working fine. But the fact of the matter is somebody, of course, did not listen to Donald Trump. I believe you wanted to make a point to General Bakshi, sir. General Bakshi, you wanted to...
General Bakshi, sir, I mean, I was of the opinion that, look, we really do not know what transpired between the 2 DGMOs. Knowing the Pakistanis, which I wanted to that time ask you, sir, knowing the Pakistanis, they twist their word. They use sometime Urdu, they talk like that, and I'm sure across LC you must have seen them many more, then I can speak on it. They use words like that, Janab,
I think what you mean to say...
Kijiyega, and we take it as if he's pleading, is that...
Just paraphrasing.
It could not be, sir. I mean, it could not be. What exactly has transpired between all the leadership, the details are not yet known. We do not know exactly the nature of agreement between the leadership.
General Bakshi, sir, essentially what General Dayal is saying is that there is honor among thieves but not among Pakistani generals.
Absolutely. There is a Pathan saying, which if you allow, I will twist a little. Trust a snake before you trust a harlot. Trust a Pakistani before you trust a snake. Right? So, if this is the way Pakistan is going to behave, no problems. No problems. Start what you did last night. Resume what you did last night and give it more of the same till he cries uncle again and goes back to Donald Trump so that he gets another kick from Donald Trump also. Na? Last night he was in pain. He was in agony. We heard Air Marshal Noor Khan crying almost ki, hum isko rok nahi sakte. This is beyond us. We can't handle it. Please stop it. America is not coming in. The world is not coming in, etc., etc. Okay. So you still have the spunk to do these, piddly drone attacks. Not one of them have gotten through so far. So how are you impressing us? Maybe you thought that you will achieve surprise. You will tell us, oh, ceasefire and we'll start opening the champagne bottles, right? We aren't opening champagne bottles, boy. We are on the alert, right? And if this is the way you want to do it, we'll play the game. You'll get more of the same, cry uncle, because your air defenses are not working. All right? That is evident to the whole of mankind.
Yeah.
Right? Your HQ-9 or HQ-16 SAMs aren't working. They can't stop our aircraft. You want to get kicked in your butt? You'll get it. Give it to him, man. Give it to him. Who the hell says this is such a sacrosanct ceasefire that we can't breathe, that
like
we can't
can go in tonight? Sir, you can go in tonight, we can get the momentum back? You're saying, sir, we can get the momentum back?
Go in tonight, go in.
Wait a minute. All that I'm saying is, in garb of this...
Where is the momentum gone, yaar? Kal raat ko to hit kiya hai.
Nowhere. I'm saying you can get the initiative, you can take your initiative back. That's how battles are fought. I mean, you regain the initiative without any problem. If you are strong, you can dictate terms. All that I'm saying is, sir, see, in the garb of these 3 hours, in
so
this
what,
euphoria,
so what
if suppose we have lost few lives on LOC,
I just want...
Don't you think, sir, that's more painful? And should we trust even one bit Pakistan ever?
I think we need a confirmation from Pakistan, Abhishek, on whether there is a divide between the army and the civilian leadership. If it is not, I think you'll have to make some phone calls.
Yeah.
And I am letting you go to make...
But I'll find out.
No, you have enough sources across the world. The dangerous thing about being Abhishek Kapoor is that you know too much and you reveal too little.
No, not really.
Which in critical situations, viewers, it's useful to have an Like, people have Brahmos in their arsenal, we have Abhishek in our arsenal. But I need you to make the phone calls.
I'll make phone calls.
So that you can be free. I think Shravan will be live with us.
Yeah, sure.
I've made some phone calls, you make some phone calls. Then we will get our act together and put this together. Now, till then we have Shravan with us. Shravan, now we are hearing. Abhishek, can you be back in 5 minutes, please? Shravan, what are you hearing right now? Right now what we'll do is, we will just stay with the news. I'm not going to, just 5 minutes break, we're gathering all the news in, very developing situation, sir. So, and I want to understand, Shravan, what your sources are telling you. And also with the flow of information that we have here, there is a complete blackout which is there across all of Kutch, which means that Pakistan has chosen its targets. There's a military mind behind this. And what the military mind in Pakistan wants to do is damage our air capability ahead of something else, which means they have something else planned. And since they have played their card, and they will expect us to hit back, then in that case, they may play their cards very quickly. General Bakshi, because, they have seen our ability to respond.
Arnab.
Sir.
Arnab, there are certain empirical military facts.
Yes, sir.
Fact 1, their radars failed to detect our aircraft. Fact 2, their HQ-9 and 16 surface-to-air missiles of Chinese origin failed to destroy or damage any of our aircraft. We got through to our targets. So, if Pakistan wants more of the same, the technical parameters haven't changed in 2 hours. Give it to him. What are you stopping for, man? Give it to him. Nahi akal aayi, nahi samajh aaya, abhi phir samjhate hain na. All their drone attacks have been stopped. So it is much ado about nothing. Right?
But I have another question now. I have another question. Sir.
Up my ass.
General Bakshi, it's a family channel. You're using very intemperate language, but everyone on, please. These are one of the viral moments that General Bakshi gives us once in a while. That's why we love him, we adore him. He's as he is. Now the fact is, Commodore GJ, one serious analysis we must
love
take.
You too.
Love you too, sir. The thing is, sir, this is. The one man who has egg on his face tonight, Commodore GJ, is a man called Donald Trump. He couldn't do a ceasefire with Russia, Ukraine. He could not do a ceasefire even with Netanyahu. Yes. He thought he had done a ceasefire here, and we complied. Now, what will he do? Which wants to take that? Which of the two commodores? Can I take him first and then come back to you, sir? Commodore GJ, what do you think? This becomes... Okay, Shravan is breaking news. Shravan.
Well, just reports now coming in. Cover fire is also been given for an infiltration bid in Sundarbani is what we are picking up. In fact, it is at multiple areas where infiltration bids are taking place. It's typical of the Pakistanis. Cover fire, when there is intensive firing going on, you would expect them to carry on with their infiltration bid, which happened day before yesterday. Now I just got a confirmation coming in that it's the reports coming in from Sundarbani also. Drone sighting that have actually taken place in other states, like in Rajasthan, in Barmer is the latest that I'm also getting in. But there is also one more report coming in. Some explosions have also been heard in Pakistani cities. So that's also important to point out. That reports now coming in of an explosion that has taken place in Islamabad and Lahore. So there is some sort of a retaliation. Now, we do not know right now whether at all this is a retaliation coming in from our side or this is some sort of a false flag coming in from the Pakistani side.
Yeah, and we've got as usual a stupid tweet by Mehbooba Mufti, who's still saying that the ceasefire was a fragile hope, and even right now warmongers and detractors who thrive on conflict, who fear peace than war, and blah 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 blah, compassion, wisdom, peace, silence the drums of war. Why doesn't she just keep quiet and stop revealing a pro-Pakistani mindset at times like this? Ladies and gentlemen, we have Lalit up also. We have got to stay with our reporters for 5 minutes as I promised here. So can we put all the reporters up on different locations? Lalit from Pathankot. Lalit, latest from you. Lalit.
If we talk about here in Pathankot, there has been a blackout. Let me show you the visuals here. This is the city of Pathankot. The complete district is in a complete blackout from the past half an hour. But if you talk about the violation here right now, no such violation has not been found here in Pathankot. So right now, if you talk about here in Pathankot, there has been a complete blackout. Siren has been buzzed around a half an hour before. But apart from that, if you talk about security has been tightened here, and police could be seen asking people to close the shut off the lights of the vehicles and everything. So right now, a situation seems to be here volatile.
Okay, Lalit.
Right now, no such violation could be.
Lalit, I'd like to go back to Zeenath. Zeenath in Srinagar. Zeenath. Right now, I'm told that the blasts have stopped in Srinagar. Zeenath.
We don't pick any sound of the bang that was heard. Mic is off. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Just continue. There's a little bit of a delay. That's all. Stay in front of the camera.
Oh, no, we're reporting just 500 meters away from the Badami Bagh. It's a 15 Corps headquarters, the army headquarters in the Kashmir Valley that takes care of the security of the entire Kashmir Valley. The blasts, like sounds were heard, they tried to attack this Badami Bagh cantonment, which also houses military hospitals, the schools, the housing colonies, and all of the infrastructure, even the ammunition and the artillery it has. So they tried to strike here, but their attempt was foiled. It was spotted by the air defense system. Air defense guns were activated. With the result, the drones were destroyed before they could make any damage on the ground. We are seeing the deployment of the Srinagar police here, including the CRPF. They are manning the roads, not being allowed to venture near to that spot. That the army is taking care of all these things, because this is a patch that not only has the cantonment, but then you have the other important institutions, from the UN office to police posts and
Now viewers, watch this. These are visuals of drones flying over Lal Chowk in Srinagar. The intentions of the Pakistani army is very clear. They have targeted Srinagar in a big way today. I haven't got an official count, but these are the drones flying over Lal Chowk in Srinagar. Drones, these are ADAs, these are not the drones, but this is the anti-drone aircraft shells which are flying over the Lal Chowk, which are obviously targeting the drones. I don't see the explosion yet, so obviously they must be effective. I hope Srinagar is safe. I hope the people of Srinagar are safe. And let me tell you once again, the country must remain united. We must all remain together. And we must understand that while we may have trusted for a while, Pakistan has broken our trust. In a very big way, they've fundamentally broken our trust. And I began tonight by only one question. How do you trust these damn Pakistanis? How do you trust them?
No, they are not trustworthy, but let me give you a perspective. See, the perspective is that apparently, though the chief of Pakistani army, Munir, has accepted the conditions of US, and he has agreed to the US Secretary of State that there will be a ceasefire. But to show to his public, he probably is carrying out a desperate, I would say, attacks to get some success, because without this success, he knows
this is his posturing. This is his posturing.
This is his posturing. Otherwise, he will lose his job, and he will lose his face, and he will lose forever. And Pakistan.
Okay, now, Abhishek, you are back.
This is what I feel. He's trying.
You are back, Abhishek. You are back. And
confirmation, but I have been told.
Yes. 1 minute, everyone. Can we put the camera on Abhishek, please?
Waiting for one more conversation. But I am told Operation Sindoor is back.
Yes, of course.
I am told Operation Sindoor is back.
What does that indicate? What does that mean?
What this means is,
explain this in layman terms.
Yes, basically what this means is, if Pakistan is not going to keep its end of the bargain, we are going to get back. We are going to hit back, and our position that if Pakistan escalates, they will get a double of that is something which is back on the table.
Now, please.
Which is back on the table. Operation Sindoor and proportionate response to Pakistan is back.
Okay, we're taking a break and we're coming back. Just a short break and coming back. Off. Oh, no, not off. 1 second. We're taking a break and coming back.
Time for a quick breather. Arnab will be right back with the debate.
Giving us the live analysis, and we have a situation right now where there are no blasts happening in Srinagar now, but there have been blackout in various areas, and we are told that there are 9 drones which have been brought down in the Kutch area, and all our air defense guns have been activated, and we have countered the Pakistani drones successfully, which were flying over the Srinagar area, thanks to the strong anti-defense artillery that we had with us, and that fired up in time. We did not let down our guard, which is great, which means that while we accepted the ceasefire, we were very careful about the situation on the ground. As we said, government sources saying Operation Sindoor now continues. Can we say that? Government sources, yes. Operation Sindoor has continued because the ceasefire has collapsed.
Yes.
Right?
So what I was told were
yes, Abhishek, 1 minute. Can we take Abhishek on air because he's giving us the way the government is looking at this, presumably. Yes, please.
Yes. So the exact words were that maybe there is problem on the Pakistani side. So far as we are concerned, we had not given any word beyond the fact that Pakistanis came crying to us via the Americans. We said, okay, fine, let's test them. If the test has failed, the Operation Sindoor is back. It has failed. The Operation Sindoor is back. If Pakistan does something, they will get double of it, double whammy, like it happened yesterday, like it happened day before yesterday, is going to happen.
The point, Abhishek, is now the person who's really got egg on his face, General Bakshi, is Donald Trump. So Donald Trump will have to double up.
He jumped the gun, like he did in the case of Russia-Ukraine. He jumped the gun.
He jumped the gun. He jumped the gun. In that case, he's not been able to get a ceasefire there. Because this is that first global ceasefire that he wanted.
Yes.
And he's failed. So how is he going to respond when Narendra Modi speaks to him and he says that
I said we cannot believe Trump. This is typically Trumpist overreach. We have to wait for our government to say something. Our government now, I've spoken to people. They say we were just testing. The Pakistanis came crying via the Americans. We said okay, fine, let's try. Yeah. We have no problem. We are on the edge. I mean, we are on top of it, and we have shown to the Pakistanis what we can deliver. And now, if the Pakistanis or somebody in Pakistan cannot keep their end of the bargain, then Operation Sindoor effectively is back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Abhishek, I just would like to add here that this is, not panning out as a conventional war. You had some kind of escalation. You have a little bit of a ceasefire. So any third nation is now not in a position to dictate terms to two warring countries. Like you said, has been seen in Ukraine, Russia.
Maybe on that front, we ended up giving the optics to Americans. I think we sort of ceded that ground. I don't know, maybe there must have been some understanding or something. But General Bakshi sir, you think we lost the momentum? We can get it back because you say the momentum is not lost, but maybe the optics were lost for a while?
No, we were told that, Donald Trump, of course, Marco Rubio was trying for the last 3-4 days to get a ceasefire, right? He was making his rounds, talking to different people. There was even a report that he had spoken directly to Asif Munir. Then we were told that we got a call from the Pakistani DGM.
So so what basically the government is saying and what we are hearing now from our sources, what they've told us is that the government sources, Pakistan has violated the bilateral understanding. And so the government sources are saying that since this whole understanding between both sides has been completely violated, as we reported 15 minutes back, the ceasefire is over.
Yeah, exactly. And effectively, the Operation Sindoor is back. We are on our guard. And overnight, if Pakistan does something... General Bakshi, sir.
Yes, sir. So...
Yeah, in the artillery, we have a very, very nice phrase. You order 5 rounds gunfire. Okay? And then next time you simply say, repeat. And 5 rounds again fire. Okay? 5 rounds per gun into 18 in a regiment, open fire again.
Absolutely. Let's go back.
Repeat.
Yeah. So let's go back. Let's go back to the news situation right now. What we know so far, I'm going to recap it, and I hope appropriate visuals and breaking news plates are taken over it. The Gujarat Home Minister Harsh Sanghvi has tweeted that several drones have been spotted all over the Kutch district. There is now a complete blackout over Kutch. Please stay safe. Don't panic. And then 9 drones were spotted in Kutch, Nalia, Jakhau.
Nalia is an airbase.
Harami Nala, Narayan Sarovar. These are the precise locations. And after that, a complete blackout implemented in Kutch and Bhuj. In Srinagar, we had the appropriate visuals. Can we play them? Of red streaks and explosions, which were heard as the air defense intercepts Pakistani drones amidst a blackout in Srinagar. Government sources telling us there are no blasts in Srinagar. Okay, but that does not mean there are no drone attacks cited in Srinagar.
Yeah.
So we can't play with semantics right now.
We have the
Therefore, no, even government sources, I have to tell them clearly, let's not play with semantics. No blast now. Were blasts heard earlier? I'm not saying blast now. Were blasts heard earlier? Yes. Are there blasts now? No. But does that mean there have been no blasts heard? Wrong. Is it true that there are not air defense artillery which has been cited? No. So this is not a time to play with words. A complete blackout has been enforced in Kathua. Sirens can be heard out there. Red streaks were seen in Udhampur. Udhampur Air Force Base, I was told, was the target out there. And explosions were heard there. The ADA units in Udhampur, can we play the Udhampur pictures, please? Intercepted the Pakistani drones amidst the blackout which was imposed in Udhampur. Complete blackout, ladies and gentlemen, in Jammu. And loud explosions heard in Srinagar. Loud explosions heard in Srinagar. I can verify that. I will always go with my reporters. To everyone and everyone who needs to know, I will go with my reporters. Yes. I will go. I trust my reporters, and my reporters are the best. And they have enough information and they have enough sources. Now there's been a complete blackout in Jaisalmer, complete blackout in Barmer, complete blackout in Moga, Punjab, complete blackout in Pathankot, complete blackout in Firozpur. Ladies and gentlemen, moral of the story, ceasefire over.
Do not trust Pakistan.
Operation Sindoor back.
Continues.
Do not ever trust the Pakistanis because they are Pakistanis. You cannot trust them in 1947. We know what they did. They violated the standstill agreement. 1971, they carried out a genocide in East Pakistan, a mass rape of East Pakistan. We made a mistake then too of shining Shimla. You cannot do politics with the Pakistanis on equal terms. 1999, disguised Pakistani soldiers tried to take positions in Kargil. Proxy war, 2001 Parliament attack, 2008 Mumbai attack, 2016 Uri attack, 2019 Pulwama attack. And therefore I say tonight, never trust the Pakistanis. And tonight I want to go back to Rakshita. Rakshita, I'm seeing our reporters up. Can I be told who our reporters are live tonight? Rakshita, latest from you. Later, Rakshita. Rakshita first, latest from you.
Well, the blackout continues, or now the complete blackout in Srinagar continues. Yes, as of now, just very moment if I talk about live, we do not hear much of the explosions. We do not hear anything right now. But yes, it has been on like never before as compared to the past 2 days. And yes, as you were speaking, that never trust the Pakistanis. This was one sentiment that at least I had, because we've seen, and it's also an egg on the face, not just on Donald Trump, but also on the people who are, bad for talks with Pakistan. You just had a talk with Pakistan and see what has happened. This is right. It's just showing the mirror to what happens when you speak to Pakistanis. They just always stab you in the back, and that is what has happened. But their air defense systems were completely functional, and we saw that happening. All the attempts are in front of us. We were witness to it. They were being thwarted. The red lights, the red flashes were completely up in the skies, and there were multiple explosions even near the Shankaracharya temple. The Shankaracharya temple, of course, is centuries old, around 2,000 years old, and it stands the test of time, stands for unity and faith in Srinagar, as it stands atop the Shankaracharya hill. And there was the explosions, what we could hear began from that side, and then
okay, Madhav Nalapat also with us.
We could hear.
1 minute, just 1 minute. Okay, we just have some information. Okay, I'm not putting out this information right now. Madhav Nalapat is joining us. Madhav? Madhav Nalapat is with us. Madhav Nalapat, how do you view this sudden twist of events?
Look, frankly, I didn't expect the ceasefire to last. I was a bit surprised that we agreed to it. But I think the Prime Minister went for it to show that India is ready to go the extra 10 miles, not just 1 mile, 10 miles for peace. He did not look at politics. He did not look at anything. He did not look at Pakistan. He wanted to show the world that India stands for peace. He has done that. Now that Pakistan has broken the ceasefire, Arnab, there is no question of stopping, in my view, until we end this once and for all, this terror machine.
That's a big thing, terror.
I think took a break because he wanted to show that he favors peace. I'm sure that people in the government were aware that in the military, there's an active situation going on in the Pakistan military, and the pro-war party is having that field day for now, especially with the ceasefire. But now they are doubly emboldened, and now we have to make sure they are doubly disappointed, and we have to continue until the matter is ended. You can never trust Pakistan. It's hardwired into the GHQ Rawalpindi system to hate India and, frankly, to despise Hindus. And we have shown that Hindus can stand up. In fact, all of India can stand up, but that old habit is continuing, and we have to show that these people are bringing Pakistan to ruin. This time, in my view, no question of another ceasefire until the end game is completed. I mean, frankly, I think the Prime Minister did that basically because he wanted to show that he will go an extra 10 miles for peace. Now I believe that he is determined to go another extra 10 miles, but this time to ensure the end of the Pakistan terror machine, Arnab.
Well, absolutely. I mean, we always said it was an ongoing situation, and the situation continues to be ongoing tonight.
Yeah.
Abhishek,
We're back to
we are literally, therefore, back to square one. Yeah. I'd like to go across to Gursimran right now because, there have been attempted infiltrations. What is the situation with the shelling? I'm told that's now toned down. The shelling is down a little bit. Gursimran? Gursimran. Okay, now we don't have Gursimran live there, so his audio is he's not alert right now. The question is, no, I can't have scant audio going out there, Pradeep. I mean, just be realistic out there. The question is, Rakshita is with us. Arawat, what's the situation in Baramulla? Arawat.
Not only here in the Baramulla, but we have been told that the drones were also moving towards central Kashmir's Gandarbal, also in the North Kashmir's Bandipora. But we have seen that the air defense has been activated across the Jammu and Kashmir, and we have seen that the multiple drones have been pulled down by the forces in the various locations across the Jammu and Kashmir Valley. But we have not seen any drone moving from the last 15 minutes as we have got the source-based information from the various districts of the Kashmir Valley. We have seen it indicates that the things are under control now, that the drones have been brought down by the forces. Yes, Arnab.
So, we have Lalit from Pathankot. Okay, I heard everyone there. Now, question is tonight, the most critical part of the question which I want to put General Dayal and General Bakshi and, of course, to you, sir. Please. What should we do? Technically, the ceasefire has collapsed. Are we to now go back and check with someone else what we should do, or should we just respond in the way that we need to send the equal message? Last few days, every time there has been this kind of violation, we have responded in a very big way. But do we have a plan now, or have we let down our guard?
No.
Or do we go harder this time?
No. Firstly, as far as planning is concerned,
I'm sure they plan with
options.
Yes,
we have different options. We have different. These are all rehearsed actually in all war gaming, and everything has been done.
Yeah.
So not that we don't have the plan. We have the next plan. I mean, they can execute it. Why in plan? They can start executing right now. We have those sort of plans, right? And the best option would be that do not let this night go, because we should not say we are now planning, we'll do tomorrow, we'll do this. Certain things have to be curbed at the start itself. And today I am of the opinion that nothing is lost. We have not lost the momentum. Forces are there. We should strike him hard with our missile system, with even the artillery system, with weapons like Smirch, with Pinakas. We should paint him red by tomorrow morning. I'm of the opinion, attack Lahore physically, not physically with men, but with assault. Fire assault on Lahore, fire assault on Sialkot, fire assault on all the towns which are close by into the proximity of IB, which are in 20 to 30 kilometers. Carry out a fire assault tonight so that the people of Pakistan realizes the pain, because you have caused pain to our people across LC, in the entire J&K, all along the border. You are doing that. Another issue, Arnab, my biggest fear is that every day we are seeing so many drones coming. We find some casualties in the morning. I only hope, and I hope I'm wrong in my analysis, I hope the drones are not going back. He's not coming and taking
no,
back.
In fact, the statement says that the drones are not going
listen,
back. The statement says, defense sources, that possibly the drones have retreated.
Retreated means they've gone back. That means they've taken information, they've taken their pictures, they've done whatever they have to do, that you are not occupying. You see, all this what he is doing is,
unless there is
where all
contact
are you occupying? Are your DCBs occupied? Are your defenses occupied? Earlier we used to send patrols. Right? So now he's sending patrols to confirm is there presence of
Shawan can tell us more.
Shawan can tell us more.
Shawan, you heard what General Dayal was saying. Do you have some information on that?
Well, let's be very clear that in Jammu, in particular, as General Dayal was also pointing out, that yes, there have been multiple drone sightings. They were not armed drone sightings, but having said that, it is worse than what we saw in the first two days. And let's also be very clear about this, that 16 Corps headquarters in Nagrota was certainly one of the main targets, and also the airbase in Pathankot. So it isn't something that they're following. Pakistan is essentially following the ceasefire agreement. They've certainly violated it. The airspace has also been violated. And as far as the LC, we have multiple reports, and not just from the army. The sense that I've also got from the agencies here is that post 8 o'clock this evening, there was intense firing across the entire LC. The LC was absolutely hot. Now, if at all there has been a bit of a change right now, that certainly does not mean that they haven't violated or things have been back to normal. So let's not make a mistake by thinking that things are back to normal.
No, absolutely it's not. Abhishek has gone away to take a call again right now. But viewers, the question is, how do we respond? I mean, do we... Commodore, you want to add something to that? How do we respond now is the question on everyone's mind. So we had a ceasefire. We have not had an official cancellation of ceasefire. Of course, the ceasefire has collapsed, which is our breaking news line. But unless we have to put out then an official statement that given this, the ceasefire which was announced is no longer valid, and then we can do what we do. Or is it necessary?
Not necessary. You don't have to declare anything. No. He has... Yeah, right.
Yeah, go on. No, please, go on.
What I'm saying is, he continues with what he was doing yesterday night, right? We agreed to something today morning. He's gone back on his word. We don't have to tell the world anything. We should just strike him back. And strike him harder than what he can ever imagine. And I'm saying strike in the border towns in a manner. They have cantonments also, no? They have cantonment in Lahore.
Then you're saying basically go. You're saying go all out.
I'm saying with at least your fire. We are saying still not contact. It's a non. It's a non.
But Jal Bakshi was sorry, sir. I'll just go to Jal Bakshi.
Please,
and then I'm coming right back.
Here.
Yeah, Jal Bakshi. I'm just coming. Sorry, sir. Yes, sir.
No.
Jal Bakshi. Put Commodore Bikramjit on top. Yeah, thank you.
Arnab, the facts of the case are very simple. Till yesterday, we had the upper hand technologically with our air defenses, with our air power, right? In fact, it was so punitive, it was so intense that we heard the former air chief of the Pakistan army saying, we've had it. We've had it. That is the input we get of the pain threshold that we have crossed, right? And then we found that in the evening, the Pakistani DGMO, today morning, was on the hotline with our DGMO.
We have an information that there has been an attempted terrorist attack in Nagrota, and that the sentry on duty has opened fire. This is the detail that I have till this point of time. The sentry of duty has opened fire. This is happening in Nagrota and something. Shaman, what do you have on Nagrota? What do you have on Nagrota? Was there an attempt?
Yes.
Was there an attempt at an attack in Nagrota?
Yes. In fact, we are being told that there is a visual evidence to that effect also of firing at the sentry gate. They opened fire. At least 2 to 3 is what we are being told right now. While the army hasn't made any official statement on this, but I've also checked at the other level from the authorities there, from the police too. And the fact that this was reported a little earlier. In fact, searches are also underway.
Okay, so that's a story. Is there any injuries or casualties reported in Nagrota? Nagrota. So the focus is now shifting to Nagrota.
So you have drone sightings. Drone sightings have taken place over Nagrota, and the fact that there was firing that was reported at the sentry gate, and at least
Nagrota breaking.
That was in Nagrota itself. So far, yes, as I've been saying, that no official confirmation coming in from the army on this front.
It's a 16-core headquarters.
The 16.
Arnab also.
I'm repeating here for the grid. 16-core headquarters in Nagrota. Comes under terrorist attack. The army sentry opens fire. We do not know what happened after that. We are told that there were 3 people who are dressed in army fatigues who tried to circle that area.
Get it confirmed because Nagrota, even the first day we heard that Nagrota has been under attack. Nagrota is something on which they play a lot of information warfare, Pakistani. I hope it is true. Let's get it confirmed. And then if it has done that, that means they've already been able to infiltrate what we were talking.
We'll see. This is only reports. We haven't got the official confirmation.
Yeah, so this is very serious. But
if
he has gone to Nagrota, 16 core earlier also it has been. So that means their sleeper cells are no more sleepers. They are fully active.
The fact is that there is a coordinated operation. So we'll go back to the other breaking news plate and the grid till now. We are talking about infiltrations. We're talking about drone sightings. We're talking about explosions as the ADAs operate. We're talking about attempts to target Air Force and military bases. We are talking about explosions being heard in the area of Srinagar,
and heavy artillery fired across the
and we are talking about a spread out operation. And we are also hearing that some of these drones went back, which means that there were surveillance drones. Commodore, sorry, I held you back the last time. Sir.
So the question, the main question, what should we do? Everybody is saying, like, let's go all out, let's go all out. Of course, the ceasefire is now, nobody is honoring that. It's over. Operation Sindoor was on, it is on. My question is that we are saying, let's go on till we break kind of eradicate the terror network. Is it something, how do you eradicate the network? What was our objective when we started this operation? Our objective was to take revenge for the terrorist attack. We have told the world that we are going for, it's like an anti-terrorist exercise. We have destroyed their camps. Now, where are the people who did this attack? Number one. Where is their mastermind? Do we want to kind of neutralize these people? We know the nexus between ISI, army and the terrorists. So when do we say that these networks are neutralized? Arnab, please understand, right from 1947 till date, the terrorist network has not been neutralized. So till when do we go? Until when do we continue? So I would suggest, this is my understanding, that we should definitely reply today, whatever has happened. We should have a befitting reply for Pakistan, but we should also ask them that you please hand over these people in so much time.
It's not going to be as easy as that. So these people's intentions, first of all, I'm not clear about the military civilian situation there.
No, today we saw in the funeral. Yesterday we saw in the funeral.
Yeah, it's quite clear what we saw in the funeral.
Yes.
I don't know of the position as of tonight.
Today.
General Bakshi. The question goes, how do we respond? How are we viewing things? Yes.
Arnab, let's address the basic question. We have a very good dodge. Every time we are told that, we will hit the terror targets. We haven't touched the Pakistani army. We didn't touch you. We are non-escalatory, this, that, and the rest. Okay? Now, the simple fact of the matter is, it is the Pakistani army which is the key perpetrator of terrorism. It is the one that recruits, trains, arms, and infiltrates the terrorists. It is the mastermind. unless you bring harm to the Pakistan army, you won't have any tangible results in terms of turning off the tap of terror. So far, we have applied pressure first on the terrorist camps. We've done a damn good job. The infrastructure we have destroyed. Number of terrorists we have killed. But not all. Okay? That's fine. Terrorists are expendable. The Pakistanis don't care how many terrorists die. Now we have to start hitting the Pakistani army. Have you even started? Have you even started hitting the Pakistani army? So far, we are busy hitting the Air Force. And we've done a damn good job of hitting the Air Force. But it seems that it is not enough. So firstly, sort out the Air Force and switch to the army. That is the standard technique of attacking. Get yourself air superiority and go then for the Pakistani army. And don't stop there for any silly ceasefires. Because if Pakistan is in no mood to accept a ceasefire, he talks of a ceasefire, DGMO talks of a ceasefire, and within half an hour he violates it, then there is no bloody ceasefire. Keep doing what you are doing good. Punish his Air Force, pulverize his Air Force, and then switch to the army. Hit his GHQ, hit his ISI headquarters, hit his corps headquarters, battalion headquarters, brigade headquarters that facilitate terrorist activities.
Well, we are in
Pakistan.
If necessary, please let me know when I have to take breaks, guys. You tell me in the desk.
Integrated battle groups.
See, when you hit an airfield or you hit an air base, there is more chances of, finding an alternative there because there are alternative runways and things like that, making operational quick. I'm of the opinion, if we start striking at all their headquarters which are in reach, like the Sialkot, it is in reach. The Div headquarters in that area, they are sitting comfortably there. Similarly, all around, all the cantonments around Lahore, and why not the headquarters itself in Rawalpindi? Let's hit at these command centers which are not replaceable, which are once you destroy a division, you destroy division headquarters, you destroy some people, you will kill their staff. Pain will come from there, sir, because these are all assets. Like you have eliminated terrorists, it doesn't matter to him. You have eliminated terrorist infrastructure. Believe you me, he'll find alternative places. He'll find alternative places. He can recuperate out of this. He cannot recuperate out of his senior military leadership, his people, those who are in command, and his command structure. Let's start destroying his command structure, because that will cause panic and paralysis in him, and not, I think, going for all this. They're my beliefs, sir.
Yes, Shawan is now with us. Viewers, I want to quickly recap along with Shawan everything that we have reported. Yes, sir, Jail Bakshi, yeah. Yeah, Jail Bakshi.
I totally go with Dayal. I'm saying go for his command and control structure, command and communication structure. Start degrading it. Start inflicting punishment on his capital equipment, wherever you can get it. Drones can be used to also hit tanks. Drones can be also used to hit artillery positions. Start doing that now. Stop pussyfooting now. Stop pussyfooting. If it is to be war, it's to be war. Okay. He doesn't want peace. He doesn't want an off-ramp. So why are you bothering about an off-ramp? Give it to him. It was working. Don't take so long in the air campaign. Concurrently start hitting army targets.
So words said without action are not good. Sir, we keep telling them your next misadventure will lead to war. Your next misadventure will lead to war. One more misadventure, it will lead to war. One more terrorist activity, it will lead to war. One more case where people die and we will destroy you in 48 hours. We'll do to you what we did in 1965. Well, this is not 1965. This is 2025. Yes. If we say it, we do it.
And you still get carried.
If we say it, Arnab, we might as well do it. Otherwise, these Pakistanis are playing a game of chess, and I don't want to play chess with my enemy.
Because you continue...
And that's the problem.
You continue to get carried away with your intellectuals, with your diplomats, with your all this.
We are getting breaking news.
We are
getting breaking news of a statement from Pakistan. We are getting...
That you are a large-hearted country, you will give him windows and windows and doors. That's the problem.
We have been just told that China has stepped into this. Do I have a breaking on this? Shravan, what's the breaking on China? I can't take it on my ear.
Well, in fact, this is a statement that has been put out by China, and China's foreign minister says that his country would continue to stand by Pakistan in upholding its sovereignty, territorial integrity, and national independence. So, full support that China is now extending to Pakistan. In fact, the foreign minister has spoken to Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister Ishaq Dar. This is a statement that has just come in from the foreign ministry, the Chinese foreign ministry right now.
But this is apropos the statement made earlier. So the whole statement of China is there with us. So China is playing in with this, Abhishek. The situation is moving in fast. China has moved in to come in completely support Pakistan. It's obviously aware of the drone attacks. It's obviously aware of the ceasefire violations. I want to know the timestamp on this. I want to know the timestamp on this statement. Because is this statement to be seen in the context of the ceasefire violations? Right?
The Chinese...
Abhishek.
The duplicity. On one hand, he is talking to the American Secretary of State of ceasefire. Probably Munir has immediately called on to the Chinese.
Yeah.
And then they have said nothing doing. Let's continue with it. So this is...
But this is a statement from the Pakistan Foreign Office, not from China.
So he may have quoted the Chinese...
The Pakistan Foreign Office can quote it.
The Chinese foreign minister.
They must have...
1 minute.
Where is Rizwan
The question is not this. This shows, if this statement has come out now, this shows that
there is a telephonic conversation that has happened between Wang Yi and Ishaq Dar. Obviously, the Chinese
the statement must have happened earlier. The statement release may have come now.
Yeah.
It may have gone through the news cycle.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is the open information about the drone attacks and the violation of the ceasefire is only 90 minutes old.
Yeah.
So this release may be very carefully timed by the Pakistani Foreign Office to make it appear.
Yeah.
This is again the deception tactics.
Yes.
They want to make it appear that this statement is an endorsement of their violation of the ceasefire. Now today we are in a more complicated situation.
I've been harping upon one point since day one.
Samar.
They are fully prepared, the Pakistanis. Since last 2 years, they have been preparing for the drone exercises. They have procured 50,000 kamikaze drones on the 28th of April from China. It is going to be a long haul. I have already told it before.
Okay, so Samar, no doubt it is. The question is not, the Indian government is firm on the fact that any future act of terror is an act of war. Now, viewers are coming in. We need to do a quick summary of the situation right now, Shravan. We need to get our reporters up on the ground. We are in an alive and active situation. And are you there, Shravan?
Yes.
Are you there?
Yes, yes.
14 hours.
Okay, we have Soumya, Rakshita and everyone with us, but what I want to do right now is I want to do a recap in case you're watching this tonight. In case you are watching this tonight, ladies and gentlemen, then we have to look back at what happened at 5 minutes to 9, 10 minutes to 9, 15 minutes to 9 when the news started coming in. And now, first I want Zeenat to tell us what happened between 8:30 and 9 today. So while you do, okay, her phone is disconnected. Is Gursimran with us? Is Gursimran with? So Gursimran, can you summarize how it all started, and we'll run the relevant visuals besides this. Can you run I want to run the pictures of the ceasefire announcement on one side and the violations on the other. And that gives you the full context about whether this has been an attempt to mislead India by Pakistan, ably assisted by China. Yes, please, Gursimran. What happened? Yes, sir. Gursimran, what happened after?
Yes, Pakistan has resorted to...
Thank you. Yes, sir.
It was 6:30 Arnab when Pakistan resorted to the ceasefire violation. It was in the Akhnur sector. That is what we can confirm.
Yes, sir.
And the locals have also confirmed to us, along with the officials in the Indian Army, that there was a ceasefire violation, and this was all started with the heavy artillery fire that was on the Indian Army positions, to which Indian Army has retaliated proportionally. It was not much escalated by the Indian Army, but it was a proportionate response to the Pakistani provocation. Then it was in the Palawala sector, and then it was in the Sundarbani sector. Also, there has been a firing on the international border. It was was in the Arnia sector, in the Budwar post of the Border Security Force, where BSF was fired upon. So ceasefire, going by this, does not exist on ground anymore, followed by the 2 waves of the drone attacks in Jammu that have taken place. First was on the Northern Army Command's headquarters in the Udhampur, after which the entire Udhampur was ordered the blackout by the district administration, and then the air defense system was also activated. Apart from this, the second incident was reported in the Akhnur, when the entire Jammu was put under a complete blackout because there was some movement of the drones that was detected near a vital installation of the Indian Army in the Akhnur area, from where Indian Army operates, and their special troops also operates from that area. So if we go by the total number of incidents, there have been total number of 6 incidents in the last 5.5 hours of the ceasefire.
We are getting visuals, I'm sorry, of what is a terrorist attack on, but we will not take the visuals live if they are. If we'll only take latest visuals, please. But we are confirmed news. The confirmed news is this: that there has been a terrorist attack. 1 minute, I need to call back because I need to take a call right now. Please hold this. Please hold this, Abhishek.
Yeah.
I need to take a very important phone call.
Yeah, I'm holding that. Okay, fine.
Thank you shortly. Thank you very much. Take this off. Hello.
All right, these are pictures coming in from various parts of Jammu and Kashmir. We are told there are blackouts declared across Punjab and many pockets of Gujarat and Rajasthan. Essentially, what we are seeing is we are back to where we stood yesterday evening when Pakistan launched that drone swarm attack, including some armed drones. We don't know whether, as of today, there have been instances of armed drones, but the drone attack is as widespread and as intense as it was yesterday. Can we get the reporters? I believe we have some pictures coming in of the Nagrota attack. Can we play those pictures? Can we go to Shawan for more details? All right, the pictures were coming in of
Abhishek,
attack on the
Abhishek,
16 Corps headquarters or the Northern Army Command headquarters, Shawan?
There are conflicting reports coming in. Even though this has been now reported by the news agency, the army is still denying it. That's what we're just getting it with regards to this information coming in from Nagrota. As far as the IB artillery firing.
To be clear, Shawan, if it has not happened, it's good. We are very happy that there is no terror attack. But if it has happened,
there were conflicting reports because local administration and some within the authorities did say that there was firing that was reported. Now, the firing was because of a terror attack or there was something else. That's a different matter altogether. But having said that, the army right now, as we speak, has just indicated that even what the news agency is reporting, that is incorrect. That is incorrect is what the army has just put out.
All right.
Abhishek.
Fair enough. Then there is no terror attack. Let's take that information off because we really don't want to, put across any information which is denied and which has not happened. Obviously, if there is no terror attack that has happened, it's good. We are happy for that. Shawan, but the fact of the drone swarm coming in and Pakistan carrying it out is incontrovertible because there is too much of forensic evidence for that. There is visual evidence and for all the debris that would be collected overnight.
There is a bit of a smart play of words that is being that's been done right now. That is basically saying that the drones have been pulled back. Now the drones being pulled back also is an indication of the fact that they were sent in, they've done the job and they've gone back. Now that's exactly what it means at this point in time. Now as far as there is another issue that has basically come up is with regards to the ceasefire violation along the LC. Let's be very clear. Our reporters have also got this information here. What I've also picked up is that there was heavy firing. In fact, in Jammu has seen the worst right now because across almost all districts there was drone sighting that was witnessed. In fact, starting from all the way from Udhampur to Akhnur being one of the worst. And we are being told that the drone sightings did actually take place. There were certain interceptions that have taken place, and the first report that I actually got from the intelligence agencies was this, that it was even worse than the first 2 days. Now, there is a certain amount of wordplay by the army at this point in time. The last update that came in from the army, and the exact word that was used by them was that the drones have been pulled back, and there have been no explosions now in Srinagar. So there have been explosions that I've heard in the earlier, but just a short while back. Now the army is saying that no explosions in Srinagar.
That's absolutely understandable, Shawan, that the explosions happened, say, about 2 hours back. And now, of course, they are not happening, because it's not like they keep happening. It's just sporadic. I'm told Soumya is there live with us from Srinagar. We can take an update if we can go to her on what's the situation as of now. Okay, I'm told Soumya is up now with us. Soumya, over to you. Which part of Srinagar you are in, and what's the situation like there on the ground?
Well, if we talk about what's the situation as of now here in Srinagar, currently we are reporting from the Rambagh area of Srinagar. And for the first time, what is shocking here is that it came after the ceasefire agreement. Now, another point to note here is that the kind of drone spotting here that we saw, specifically in Rambagh area of Srinagar, it was extensively high as compared to what we saw since last night, or what we have been seeing since last night.
Okay.
And of course, if we talk about what is the developing situation, it's radio silent at the moment,
right.
But there were a very high level of spotting in this particular area.
Right, okay. Let me go to Zeenat now. Zeenat, the statement is absolutely no explosions, right?
Yeah.
Oh, right. There are
so what is said is that the drones pulled back. There were no explosions in Srinagar.
Yeah.
And the sounds of the firing that were happening were for anti-drone equipment, obviously, which was firing at the drones. Yeah. But if the drones have gone back, that means there were surveillance drones with other intent out there. But there is also reports near Nagrota, and the Foreign Secretary is supposed to be briefing the media very, very soon. Yeah. This is breaking news right now. We are told that Vikram Misri is going to be issuing a statement, and this is going to be a very, very serious turn of events, ladies and gentlemen, in the ongoing sequence of events that we have had here. Because no nation can operate from a situation of vulnerability. We are strong. We are not vulnerable. And China should be extremely careful about trying to make statements which will make it look as if it has a hand in this. If China were to issue a statement right now after the violation of the ceasefire by Pakistan, and were that statement to be a follow-up to the ceasefire violation, then China has its hands in blood. Then they are taking open sides on this. Deepak Vora, what do you expect the Foreign Secretary to say, sir, today? What do you expect? First of all, we are expecting a statement. It's good he will be making a statement, but we need to quickly rush our crews on that. But can you please tell me, sir, that what do you expect the government to say tonight, sir?
The government is going to say that the ceasefire has been violated. It will be a straightforward statement, a statement of fact, and it has been violated multiple times by Pakistan. Therefore, we are back to where we were before the ceasefire, which means India is under attack, India is fighting back, and India will continue the fight till we have eliminated the sources of terror in Pakistan. Sir, it's not just now the terrorists, it's also the jihadi Pakistani army led by a mad mullah who says the reason for your existence is the 72, whatever each one of you will get in paradise. I'm telling you, sir, the French, middle of the 19th century, the French satirist Jean-Baptiste Alphonse Corde had said, plus ça change, plus c'est la même chose. The more it changes, the more it is the same, which is that their mindset will not change. Their minds have to be blown, sir. That's the only solution I personally see. We will make a very measured, balanced statement, but we are going to be relentless now, even more in the fight to eliminate terror, sir.
Yeah, absolutely here. So the statement which has been done by China is very critical. Let's go back to the other news on the breaking news grid. We've carried the China story. Let's go to Rakshita. Rakshita, can you tell us how it's played out for you in the last 1 hour? Rakshita.
Thank you.
Rakshita.
Well, I'll just give an update that the Foreign Secretary is likely to speak in a short while from now. The Foreign Secretary will be speaking shortly in a while from now. That's the latest update we have. And also the fact that, yes, the drone sightings or what we were seeing in the air and the sounds have subsided. Now we do not right now hear anything like that. But yes, having said that, this was, of course, when we were watching the debate and the discussions on the ceasefire and how not to trust the Pakistanis. Boom, there comes this sound. And there were incessant sounds. There were rounds and rounds of sounds which you would hear maybe on a Diwali night, and it just did not end there. And it was intermittent. It happened in a matter of 5 to 7 minutes, again and again. It was happening, and we did see those red lights in the air. It's a moonlight. There's moonlight today in the skies, but right contrasting to it were these movements of red streaks of lights which were witnessed here in Srinagar. And of course, as I said earlier, 360 degree, we could hear that there were explosions, different areas. We have visuals from Lal Chowk coming in. We have visuals from other areas as well. Of course, the important areas we cannot show on, on air, like the headquarters, like the Badami Bagh headquarters, where there was a lot of, there was loud explosions, as Zinat was pointing out, were heard there. So yes, the civilian areas deep into the Srinagar have been targeted by the cowardly Pakistanis this time, and not just that, it started since morning, and every area like Avantipora and also like Shopian, Anantnag, and the Srinagar airport, the Avantipora airbase, the schools and the Medicare services were targeted by the Pakistanis.
Is there, I'm asking Shawan through this, that is there any DGMO contact again? Okay, we don't have DGMO, we have Shawan. Shawan, is there any DGMO contact again?
Come in, because that's a question that I've just sent across, because they're basically making an assessment of certain changes that have essentially taken place, and this was the retreat that they're basically talking about is after some messaging that has been done with Pakistan. I'm just waiting for this call to come in right now.
No, 1 second. Can you explain that? I mean, is there been a DGMO level contact again between India and Pakistan after the 3:35?
Well, there has been some contact. Yes, there has been some contact, but we're not very sure about whether this is after the ceasefire violation, which was reported a little after 6 o'clock in the evening. That confirmation.
Yeah, and has Ajit Doval spoken to the Chinese foreign minister? We need to confirm that, Abhishek. Has Ajit Doval spoken to the Chinese foreign minister on the evolving situation that we are seeing here, especially following that statement? Now, these are all unconfirmed reports. We do not have that. I'm told that the foreign secretary will be putting out a very... I'm not going to take a break right now. I'm sorry. I'm going to stay on. And Abhishek, if you're making an important phone call, I suggest you make it outside the studio, because you are visible and you are audible, and you don't want to be either when you're making a confidential conversation out here. Thank you very much, Abhishek. Now the fact is, the statement of the foreign secretary is going to be a rush statement because he's recorded the statement. I'm told it's not an on-location statement. This is a quick statement. The foreign secretary wants to be on air fast, and therefore a statement will be made. Maybe it's going to be like a video message which is going to be put out by the foreign secretary. What does that tell you, sir? What does that tell you, sir?
It just tells me that he wants to share information with the people of India. We don't hide anything. We want to take the people into confidence. We want to take all political parties into confidence. This is the situation, and we are giving it to you straight, sir.
So, 1 minute. I have a statement here which has been made out here, that a full statement about a phone conversation between Ajit Doval and Wang Yi. And we have a full statement on that. Ajit Doval has spoken to Wang Yi, and Doval has spoken about Pahalgam, and he has said that he's committed to maintaining the ceasefire and holds for restoration of regional peace and stability. Wang Yi expressed China's condemnation of Pahalgam, noted that given the complex situation, peace and stability in Asia is hard won, etc., etc. I'm looking for the news point. Appreciates Doval's statement that war is not India's choice, and sincerely hopes that both sides will remain calm and exercise restraint, resolve differences through dialogue, consultation, etc., etc. China supports and looks forward to India and Pakistan achieving a comprehensive ceasefire, which is to everyone's interest. Okay, and then I have a YouTube link which has been sent to me of a special briefing on Operation Sindoor. Now, I believe that this statement which has been made by Wang Yi, and he's spoken to Ajit Doval, is, I believe, ladies and gentlemen, is, I believe, a dated statement. It is not following the violation of the ceasefire, and any attempt to make it look like that will be unfortunate. So, Deepak Vora, I need to keep emphasizing this point. This is not... can I put the screen about that special briefing on Operation Sindoor? If you have the screenshot also, I'm happy to put that on air. This is a developing situation. Shawan, so this statement which I see, which is a press statement of the conversation between Wang Yi and Ajit Doval, obviously is an earlier comment. This is also a game of deception. You have a conversation earlier, you make these things happen, and then you give an impression that this statement is a support of Pakistani's violation today. It's not. Now, I do not know whether the DGMOs have spoken on both sides again, but it's a tense situation. Pakistan very well knows tonight, Shawan, that if this ceasefire violation, which has been recorded and reported everywhere, absolutely everywhere, if this ceasefire violation has happened in such areas all over the place, then the nation needs to be on guard, and you can't tell the army to pull back because there's a diplomatic conversation. There is no diplomacy in a ceasefire violation. Shawan, there is no diplomacy that the Pakistanis are doing. I don't know why we could expect on it. I expect the Foreign Secretary to call off the ceasefire.
Well, in fact, technical argument can be made, but this is a drone attack that has also taken place. So it's not only limited to ceasefire violations. On that, there is a drone attack that has taken place at multiple locations. And it has been more than, as I've been emphasizing, it has been more than the first 2 days itself. So clearly, Pakistan has no intent whatsoever to carry on with this entire agreement, the so-called agreement between both the countries here. They have violated the ceasefire. They have also carried out a drone attack.
Okay, now we are waiting for the press conference. Whatever expectations of the press conference is the question I'm putting through. Can we get General Bakshi also up, please? Because this is a fast-moving and evolving situation. There's been a conversation between Ajit Doval and the Chinese foreign minister, and now the Pakistanis have tried to infiltrate. There's been heavy shelling, followed by surveillance drone, swarm attacks, and there have been explosions heard everywhere. Fast-moving situation, sir. Now, what would the army want now? What would the army want in this situation? Commodore, please.
Yes, Arnab, what I feel is now this briefing which is going to happen, because since the beginning we have seen that whatever developments are taking place, we are trying to make them public. So we are also, positioning ourselves, posturing ourselves to the Indian public itself, and obviously the world. The world is watching what we are saying. So we are being very transparent about, trying to say, I will not say use justify, but we are trying to show actually what is happening on ground. And we have shown them with all verifiable evidence. Unlike the other side, which is, just making tall claims. We have shot down so many things, we have shot down so many missiles, shot down so many aircraft. So we are trying to involve the entire global community itself. Of course, also telling the Indians that where we are today, as on, at this moment where we are and what maybe we intend to do. So I am looking at it like that, and like we have been saying, this is just an information kind of, there are two sides of the thing. One is information, one is misinformation. So while we are trying to use information to our advantage, showing what is the reality, the other side is playing the misinformation kind of a game, and I'm sure they're not making, much headway with whatever they're trying to do.
Yeah, okay, so we're all watching, we're all working the phones here tonight, and Foreign Secretary's video message should be up with us very, very quickly. It has to be uploaded on their YouTube page, but Shehbaz Sharif was thanking Donald Trump just hours ago for a ceasefire. So, I would always say that if you come across a snake and a Pakistani government official, trust the snake.
You're so right.
Trust the snake. What credibility today does the Pakistani Prime Minister have if he cannot hold his military from violating the ceasefire? Is Shehbaz Sharif a spokesperson for our army's deception in Pakistan? He thanked Donald Trump for facilitating the peace, and then he immediately violated it. And within minutes of that, there are air raid sightings in Firozpur, drone sightings in Srinagar, Baramulla, Jammu, Gurdaspur, blasts in Srinagar, heard in Jammu, projectiles in the sky. These are active hostility situations. These are not one-off incidents, sir. These are not one-off incidents. This is a pattern. You have public diplomacy, and then you want to manipulate the optics of the situation, and then you want to continue the military aggression at home, and that is exactly what is happening. This is the duality of Pakistan. You know, they are not powerless, they are complicit. They're absolutely complicit in this. And I think we should not anymore give them a long rope or a rope of any kind.
The message has gone out loud and clear to all the wannabe do-gooders that stay away from this if you don't understand the jihadi Pakistani mindset. That's very, very clear. And knowing Donald Trump, seeing his behavior, which some people call erratic, sir, I think that he is going to let this Sharif Badmash, whatever his name is, have it, sir. He's going to say, you've let me down, you've diluted my importance.
DGMOs के बीच जो पिछले कुछ दिन से चल रही सैन्य कार्रवाई को रोकने का समझौता आज शाम को हुआ था, पिछले कुछ घंटों से इस समझौते का पाकिस्तान की ओर से घोर उल्लंघन हो रहा है। भारतीय सेना जवाबी कार्रवाई कर रही है और इस सीमा अतिक्रमण से निपट रही है। ये अतिक्रमण अत्यंत ही निंदनीय है और पाकिस्तान इनके लिए जिम्मेदार है। हमारा मानना है कि पाकिस्तान इस स्थिति को ठीक से समझे और इस अतिक्रमण को रोकने के लिए तुरंत उचित कार्रवाई करे। सेना ने इस स्थिति पर कड़ी नज़र रखी हुई है और उसे किसी भी अतिक्रमण से निपटने के लिए ठोस और सख्त कदम उठाने के लिए आदेश दे दिए गए हैं। Good evening. For the last few hours, there have been repeated violations of the understanding arrived at earlier this evening between the Directors General of Military Operations of India and Pakistan. This is a breach of the understanding arrived at earlier today. The armed forces are giving an adequate and appropriate response to these violations, and we take very, very serious notice of these violations. We call upon Pakistan to take appropriate steps to address these violations and deal with the situation with seriousness and responsibility. The armed forces are maintaining a strong vigil on the situation. They have been given instructions to deal strongly with any instances of a repetition of the violations of the borders along the international border as well as the line of control. Thank you.
Abhishek, if you analyze the statement here, India has not called off the ceasefire. Technically, we have not called off the ceasefire. We were expecting the Foreign Secretary to call off the ceasefire. But the Foreign Secretary has said we are calling on Pakistan not to have these violations. We are calling upon Pakistan to stop the violations. And all it said is that Indian Army is responding to the situation in a proper manner, but it has admitted that Pakistan has majorly violated the line of control. They are calling upon Pakistan to stop the violations. They are calling upon Pakistan to stop the violations, but I am a bit surprised that they have not called off the ceasefire technically.
Why should we do it, sir?
Why should we not do it, sir, when we have been violated?
Sir, but when we have not signed anything, we've just said we agree to a full and immediate... Sir, let me complete. We agree to a full and immediate ceasefire. The other side starts shooting. What do you expect? We are shooting back. This is precisely what he has said.
Yes. So he has said that the violations are deplorable.
That's right.
That Pakistan has violated the ceasefire. That the army has been told you retaliate in the manner that you deem fit with the given situation.
Correct.
And it is for Pakistan to take action against the violations of the ceasefire. But Pakistan is violating, so how does Pakistan take action? Are they trying to suggest that there's a duality of power centers here?
No,
Abhishek,
what we are trying to...
Abhishek, how do you
I believe so. It's not been said in so many words, and because, again, it becomes an internal matter of Pakistan, we don't have to choose. But I think we are sort of making a mistake in trusting Pakistan a little too much. I think we should be reading the Riot Act to them. This was an opportunity to really do an appraisal of the process.
But are we giving them, technically giving them one more chance? Are we testing them? I mean, I'm just playing devil's advocate. Are we testing them and saying, the violation has happened, we call upon you to use your instruments not to allow a violation again. But when we are saying that the army has been given a right to retaliate, Is that just in terms of small arms fire across the, or is it
inappropriately?
He
doesn't mean
he's not. He doesn't. I think he's saying react appropriately.
Deal
now that can be anything.
We said deal strongly.
No, deal strongly can be anything.
No, that's
what
I was told. That
no, if I were to read between the lines,
we'll do twice. We will go back to them with twice the force. So if there is ceasefire violation, maybe this time they're testing. But if it gets repeated, say for example, overnight some attack happens, it would be responded to.
No.
That's what the foreign secretary.
That's it. That if this is are we suggesting that this is a fishing expedition by Pakistan to carry out, swarm drone ceasefire violations across there from Kutch to Jammu and Kashmir? I'm sure they don't look upon this as a fishing expedition that we give them one long rope again. Probably we are taking it seriously, and maybe I would say maybe this is deception. We do not want to reveal what we will do. We can do what we want in response. We may not respond by putting a kite across the border. We can respond by putting anything we want across the border to any location, as we have done this morning. We don't, if we don't going to announce what we do. Exactly. But he said the army has been given a totally free hand to retaliate.
Then of course the operation
forces have been dealt with to deal strongly, but he's placed.
Sindoor is back. That's what we are saying.
But he's not saying it in as many words.
It need not be said. He's a diplomat. He's not a general.
Yes,
we diplomatically and otherwise, we are the largest democracy in the world. We are not the aggressors. We are not the violators. We've given them a chance during day. We've given them a chance now.
We cautioned them, yes.
The world is watching, and it's not just us. There are many other countries who are watching them via satellite, via different means of information. So this is another, you could say a lifeline. But
why would we give Pakistan a lifeline?
Lifeline in the sense that you've been told again. But beyond this, I think let's leave it up to the forces to take a call how and when they do it and how they respond. They've been given a free hand.
Well, Doordarshan also reporting that there is a key meeting underway between the Union Home Secretary and State Chief Secretaries. The Intelligence Bureau Director, other senior officials are also present.
That's on civil.
Are also present.
That's on civil.
So if I were to read into this, I would read two things. One, they have called on Pakistan putting the accountability and onus for them to stop. Now, we have made it clear that we won't differentiate whether or not there is a coup or a divide between the civilian and military leadership of Pakistan. We are not going to differentiate between that. Secondly, we are standing by our word on the ceasefire. Therefore, we are continuing to be the ones responding to the retaliations instead of the ones that are provoking. And by being the ones who are retaliating, we continue to be seen by the world to be an aggrieved party in this. Obviously, there are... Would you agree, sir? I'd ask the diplomat in the room. Would you agree with that assessment, sir? That positioning is important.
Absolutely, exactly. And this is what we have positioned ourselves as. We are not the aggressors. The whole world understands this. We are exercising our right to retaliation. We are exercising our right to self-defense, which Pakistan keeps talking about. Those idiots don't understand that it takes two to tango. We can play the same game, sir. We're saying we are responding. We are defending our sovereignty and integrity. These guys have violated a ceasefire. We had agreed in good faith to the ceasefire. You have violated it. What do you want us to do, sir? So the answer here, sir, and I'll quote the French philosopher of the mid-19th century, Jean-Baptiste Alphonse, plus ça change, plus c'est la même chose. The more it changes, the more it's the same. Pakistan's mindset is not going to change, sir. Yeah. Please take it from me.
No, it's not going to change. It's not going to change. But I am reading between the lines and I'm saying that even if we were to respond militarily in a strong way like we did this morning, we are not going to go and make this statement on air. We are not going to make a statement that we are going to do this and that. I think we read between the lines. But I think, obviously...
It's giving a bit of a long rope to Pakistan.
You think this is giving a long rope?
I think so. We're giving a long rope to Pakistan.
What would you have liked? Would you have said that Pakistan is violating
as I see it...
And therefore the ceasefire is null and void?
From Kutch to Kashmir, it would not have happened by a local commander going rogue. Obviously, there is a post-facto explanation coming that those were timed to go off like this. It's the press of a button. Somebody is pressing the button.
The ideology of terrorism has got the biggest setback in Pakistan since it was created.
No, see, listen.
That was a week ago.
No,
their leadership has been taken out of Lashkar-e-Taiba.
No, we're talking about today.
They have no face.
We're talking about today. We're talking about today. We're talking about today. And the fact that this happened, I think we are sort of giving a long rope to Pakistan. Maybe there is a reason why we are doing it. Maybe it's deception. Maybe it's because we want to tell the world community that, see, we are the most reasonable party in this entire deal. And we did whatever we could. And despite that, if Pakistan has behaved the way they have, we will get back to them. So maybe if tomorrow things change, or for that matter, if tomorrow things continue in the manner they have over the last 3 hours, then obviously our hands then are free.
I mean, there will be consequences. They've given a free hand, right in the statement as said.
Yeah, please.
They have been given a free hand, and other than that, you see, there is a lot of internal chaos in Pakistan at the moment. If you look at things, if we analyze things, internally it's chaotic. BLA, BLF, BRA, TTP are, heavily carrying out attacks on them sporadically with all the skirmishes and gunfights. So there is basically loss of reality, or they're not able to get a grip of things. It's a madhouse right now there.
Yeah.
And erratic decisions.
Right.
A line has been given to the Pakistani media, and that line is, go celebrate that we are not hammered by the Indians anymore. Be happy. Be happy that we are not under threat from India anymore, and the Pakistani media is happily parroting that line. It is under severe control. Let me tell you, when information flow stops to this point, you have to look at the levers. You have to look at the levers through the ISI, and the Pakistani media is very tame. Yeah. The ISI tried to kill Hamid Mir, and Hamid Mir is today their biggest puppet.
Yeah.
So, the Pakistani media is playing a similar line. All news flow has stopped. So we need to understand the dynamics out here, because the failure of the Pakistani as a force that cannot fight has been documented by this case.
I think it's the mindset, as you've
said.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm just saying that I'm not getting enough information from Pakistan. I'm not even getting comments from the Pakistani opposition leaders, sir. I'm just pointing it out. There is nothing from Pakistan. There is the dam of flow of information has been shut in Pakistan completely.
And not just for you, also for their own people.
For them, sir, for them.
The way the overflooding of IW and fake propaganda is now got us to a point that even if there are fake news of Imran Khan passing away in the police custody. I mean, even if it has happened in real life, even if it is true, public is not willing to accept the fact. So, IW, information warfare, has actually taken its toll in individual to either even believe.
Shall we watch that statement once again of Vikram Misri, please?
Yes, we shall.
It is very important to see every word, and whether in this word he's playing the word game.
He's just doing some plain speaking. I mean, we'll hear it.
I don't think he's doing plain speaking. He's giving a very structured statement.
Violated this understanding.
He said army's got a free hand.
But that is a known fact. I think it's the second line which is more important about what he says about the army. I want to hear that particular line about what he says about the army's likely response.
Play.
For the last few hours, there have been repeated violations of the understanding arrived at earlier this evening between the Directors General of Military Operations of India and Pakistan. This is a breach of the understanding arrived at earlier today. The armed forces are giving an adequate and appropriate response to these violations, and we take very, very serious notice of these violations. We call upon Pakistan to take appropriate steps to address these violations and deal with the situation with seriousness and responsibility. The armed forces are maintaining a strong vigil on the situation. They have been given instructions to deal strongly with any instances of a repetition of the violations of the borders along the international border as well as the line of control.
My own feeling, sir, if you've listened to this is my assessment, sir, that our External Affairs Minister, outstanding, would have spoken to Marco Rubio or sent a message that, listen, you've been telling us about ceasefire and so on, now see what is happening. You should now intervene if you want to and tell those guys that they have betrayed you. They betrayed us, yes, but they promised you that they would stop shooting. They haven't done it. So hit them like a ton of bricks. I believe this is a golden opportunity.
Hit them with what?
Sir?
Hit them with what?
Hit them with everything that they can, sir. They have a lot that they can do. America is America. They can still hurt them a lot, sir.
Sir, America has already vested itself in the announcement of a ceasefire. If America okays Indian action, then America would be seen to be a country that has made a false announcement, an ineffective country. So there are bigger stakes here than that, sir.
They would be very angry that their own influence, whatever little remains of it, has been exposed.
Like the onus is on Americans then now.
Oh, absolutely. That's what I'm saying.
Pakistan is violating ceasefire more than the Foreign Secretary of India, Marco Rubio, should be making a statement.
But that's exactly what I'm telling you, sir. We haven't said that we have accepted a ceasefire because the Pakistanis asked us. We have said that, yes, these fellows intervened. These fellows said take a ceasefire. We've agreed. We've accepted.
Because we were told when this announcement happened.
We're being foolish. I mean, America, which is in the process of disengaging with the world militarily, is not going to get involved here.
There you are.
They're not going to get involved here. They just want the credit.
Now they're not even getting the credit, so they're going to be very angry, sir, is what I'm trying to tell you, sir. I would be very angry that I'm expending my political capital with Bharat. I've told them that, guys, accept the ceasefire.
And Trump will be lampooned in his own media.
He will.
If he's not already. Because he's going to be lampooned for this.
Because you wait till the press comes out, he hasn't understood.
But sir, why are we behaving like we are the messiahs of peace, or we are contractors?
We are not behaving like that.
We are peace
contractors. We're not behaving like that.
I mean,
we are not behaving like that. No, I disagree. We are not behaving like that.
We need to take a firm stand.
We have taken a stand. Pakistan has taken a stand of violation, and now we want to watch
how we respond.
And I don't want to preempt that.
Fair enough.
I don't want to preempt that right now, because I genuinely am of the view that we have made some significant gains, and the gains are of the military. Pakistan has gone back after making a statement. I do not know the domestic situation in Pakistan. I don't want to overread it, but read my lips. There is no information in Pakistan today. Read my lips. I would like to know if the Pakistanis are even reporting our statement about the ceasefire being violated. You can check that. Check that, whether Dawn and Geo and all of these guys are even reporting what has been said, or whether they want to create a sense of false euphoria about the ceasefire among their people to carry out something more sinister within their leadership. So I would watch tonight what happens. I would like to watch very closely tonight what happens. We know how long the evenings can be in Pakistan in these circumstances. But however, having said that, I think Vikram Misri's statement is a confirmation of what we were the first to report today.
Yes.
The ceasefire violations. Well, all other channels, 11:35 p.m., I'm told Shahbaz Sharif is going to be addressing our time.
Yeah.
Our time. Okay?
Our time or Pakistan time?
Indian time.
He's going to be addressing whom, sir?
All right, Indian time. So 20 minutes from now.
Who is he going to be addressing?
Addressing the...
He's probably going to be putting out a televised statement.
Yeah. Addressing whatever remains of his...
Yeah, but he's going to be putting out a statement. That'll have to be watched very carefully. Because now we are in a very important situation here right now.
Very fragile.
We are in a global situation. The global situation is, I don't know to what extent we will be retaliating. Misri notes in his statement, viewers, that the Indian army is retaliating and dealing with this border intrusion, indicating an immediate military response. Indicating, I think, an immediate military response either ongoing, but the wording of the statement seems to make it look like an ongoing operation. Yeah, what is a fitting response in this case? They have violated our border. A fitting response is we violate their border.
Thank you very much.
That's all. Our fitting response will not be small arms fire across the LOC.
A massive use of force.
A massive use of force.
I mean, the equilibrium of the caliber is not guaranteed anymore.
Yeah, Abhishek.
I wonder what we are discussing. I mean, the ceasefire shouldn't have, in fact, happened in the first place, I believe.
At all, yes.
If it has happened, there is already a breach. Why are we giving so long a rope to Pakistan?
Well, I think
Foreign Secretary should have come and announced, okay, fine, we are done with it. Let the Americans deal with the Pakistanis.
I would like to see what Shehbaz Sharif says at 10:35. Let's take a quick break.
I mean, I'm not expecting that he would say that Asim Munir's problem, not my problem.
No, he will not say that. Let's hear what he says.
That's indirectly declaring that they've lost control.
Thank you.
Time for a quick breather. Arnab will be right back with the debate.
All right, welcome back with us. Ambassador Vora continues to be with us. Shawan joins us from the newsroom. We are building up to an address by Pakistan Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif in Islamabad. He is going to address his nation and perhaps possibly speak on the ceasefire understanding reached between India and Pakistan. Remember, there has been no statement from the Pakistani Prime Minister yet. There was one post from by the Deputy Prime Minister Ishaq Dar, but not from the Prime Minister. In fact, in between, there is already one violation of ceasefire that has happened and on which India has taken serious notice. And we are building up to that also. In that interim, we have had a statement coming in from the Chinese that they are going to continue to support Pakistan to maintain its sovereignty and territorial integrity, as also, of course, Chinese foreign minister, who is also a special representative on border talks and hence speaks to the National Security Advisor Ajit Doval. They have had a conversation on the emerging situation. Shawan continues to be with us from the newsroom. Shawan, before I come to you, Ambassador Vora, Shawan, let's have an update on whether now can we say that from Kashmir to Kutch, the kind of our airspace violation we saw with the use of those drone swarms, has it completely stopped? Like we can say there is absolutely no violation of our airspace happening from the Pakistani side?
Well, first, with regards to the drones that was used, in fact, these drone attacks were reported a little after 7 o'clock this evening, and it did spread across the entire western border. Reports came in from Rajasthan, Jammu, Kashmir, as well as in Gujarat. These are the places. As of now, we are being told that there are no drones. In fact, there have been certain interceptions, but there are no drones currently. As far as the ceasefire violations are concerned, it all started roughly around 6:30 this evening. First report came in from Akhnur, and thereafter it started spreading to sectors like Rajouri as well as Samba. These are the few places, and of course, up in north, we are given to understand the ceasefire violation did actually take place also along the LC in Kupwara and Uri, and there was heavy artillery firing, particularly in the Jammu sector, which continued for quite some time, and because they also suspected that there were infiltration bids that were basically being made. Now, there were certain reports of firing outside the 16 Corps headquarters in Nagrota. However, the army has now essentially indicated that there is no terror attack. There is no clarification from them whether at all there has been some sort of a firing, whether that firing were terrorists opened fire and then ran away. That is not very clear at this point in time. They have also made a statement saying that there are no explosions right now in Srinagar, but there were explosions that were heard by our reporters, and we've also got a double confirmation coming in from the security agencies in Kashmir that there were explosions that were heard. Perhaps this could have been because of the interception that was actually taking place, particularly
particularly over Srinagar, because over Badami Bagh cantonment is where the drones were basically being intercepted. So yes, there were explosions that were heard. So clearly, as far as the ceasefire violation is concerned, there was, in fact, there was a technical argument perhaps that was basically being drawn upon, given the fact that the ceasefire agreement was enforced from 5 o'clock in the evening. There was a technical argument thereafter given. But having said that, it was no longer limited to just a ceasefire violation, but also the drones were basically spotted. So it was much more than that. And this couldn't have come in without, Rawalpindi giving the clearance.
Well, exactly. And that's why we wonder whether this ceasefire violation, is more than... there is more to it than meets the eye. And while we have made a measured statement, Shravan, we are, of course, Ambassador Vora, we are trying to be seen as the reasonable side, reasonable party to the deal. We are trying to be seen as rational. So do you get a sense, or I'm getting a sense, that this burden of being seen as rational and reasonable is something perhaps which is making us too cautious?
I don't think so. I think we have made it very clear. We are seen as the reasonable side. So if any country in the world had to decide between India and Pakistan who's more reasonable, who's aggressive, it's a no-brainer. Everybody knows what it is.
Then why this extra exertion to be seen to be reasonable?
We're not being seen. We're just making a statement that, look, this is over. The game is over. Now it's their fault. Well, I want to talk about the Chinese statement, if you don't mind, sir, what Wangi has said. We are committed to the territorial integrity and sovereignty of Pakistan. Happy birthday. Who's challenging that territorial integrity? Are we saying we're going to break up Pakistan? We're not challenging their sovereignty. Are we going to say we're going to boot out the government and put Deepak Vora as the Prime Minister of Pakistan?
Asim Munir might.
Sorry?
Boot out the Prime Minister.
Exactly, he might. But we're not challenging the sovereignty and territorial integrity. Who is challenging it, sir? This is very significant. Is Balochistan, is the TTP. They are challenging the sovereignty of Pakistan. And China saying we are committed to it basically means, short of sending in the People's Liberation Army to get slaughtered by these chaps, we are going to do what we can to make sure that we talk to these fellows, we'll do whatever. You remember once they had welcomed the Taliban as a pivotal force, etc., the Joker sitting in Kabul. So what they're trying to say is that we will help Pakistan to deal with these issues, militarily or however, or through diplomatic pressure, financial inducements to the Baloch, etc. But they are not saying that we are going to get angry with India, because we are not doing anything. So it isn't that we are warning India to stay away. That would be totally, it'll be a different statement altogether. So I wouldn't get too excited about the Chinese statement. It's very bland, very anodyne. But what I would like to see, and that will warm the cockles of my heart, is to see an even stronger Indian response than we have done so.
So you are admitting that maybe we can have, we should be going for a stronger...
I would like to see that, absolutely. The people of India.
We will continue this conversation. We have our reporters on the ground. Let's just take a dip in and see whether the situation on the ground, as Shravan was explaining, has really calmed down to a level where we can say that the strong statement made by India has had some impact, or the back channel that would have opened immediately after the ceasefire violation was reported. Soumya and Rakshita continue to report from Srinagar, and Gursimran from Jammu. If I can come to you first, Gursimran. I believe you are at the international border, or are you at a place where earlier shelling and ceasefire violation was being reported from? Gursimran, what's the situation now?
Abhishek, right now I'm reporting from the Aranya sector of the Jammu international border. This is the same sector where the ceasefire violation has taken place. Now we are getting the confirmation from the BSF as well after the briefing by the Union government, the Minister of External Affairs, that there has been ceasefire violation. BSF officials are telling us that since the ceasefire has come into being, there have been 87 minutes of the ceasefire violation that have taken place in the Aranya sector of the Jammu, and rest the...
Did we lose Gursimran's connect there? Okay, we lost his audio there, and he was telling us that there were total of 87 minutes. There was a period of 87 minutes during which ceasefire violations happened, but then as of now things seem to be calm. Let me go to Srinagar, where Rakshita and Soumya are reporting from two different locations. To Rakshita first. Rakshita, there was absolutely a sense of panic we saw in those pictures when at around 8:30 p.m. You were reporting those explosions, so to say, coming in, those boom, sonic boom perhaps, or whatever those sounds were coming in. But now it seems there are now no AD guns, there are no drones. Things seem to be absolutely calm. And the Chief Minister, who said what's called ceasefire violation when this is happening, I think he would have also understood what was happening at that time.
Open my bag and bring my diary.
One engages with Pakistan, what it tends to do, and it has done that the very same thing. It need not be trusted. It's a testimony to it again. And yes, we witnessed that around the same time you're mentioning that there were incessant firing, incessant explosions that were heard, and we saw that the air defense system were engaging those drones, those weapons, and of course intercepting them and shooting them down. What we know as of now that just for the past 1 hour or a little more than an hour or so, 1.5 hours, there has been a sense of calm in Srinagar. That's what we haven't heard any of the explosions for the past 1 to 2 hours. So yes, as of now, the situation remains calm. Of course, as a precaution, the lights are still off right now as we speak, because what happened this morning also everybody knows. There was a blackout last night as well, and then in the morning there were a lot of explosions that were heard. The Srinagar airbase, the Avantipura airbase, one attack. Srinagar airport was also targeted. Of course, all the drones were intercepted, and what we witnessed this evening was also the same, that all the attempts by the Pakistanis were thwarted. But the important fact is that how Pakistanis have dared to try and get into the civilian areas in Srinagar, across Lal Chowk, and also the headquarters, the BB headquarters, Badami Bagh headquarters, where Ziyat was reporting from. That, of course, was something that created a lot of panic amongst the people of Srinagar. But remember, this has happened all across the valley this night, and after the ceasefire, we saw that this was completely a planned attack. It was a conspiracy by Asim Munni that was once again exposed.
Absolutely, and it's being taken care of, I believe. Let's go to Shawan in the newsroom. Shawan, over to you. More updates.
Well, the latest update coming in is from the Integrated Defence Services. In fact, they are saying that they have monitored the situation so far. The last known timing of the ceasefire violation was a little after 9 o'clock. That was the last, and the report that we have been getting is that from the IDS is the fact that the situation appears to be normal or calm, at least as far as the LC goes. And small arms firing was basically reported later in the evening. First, it did start with heavy fire artillery that took place, and then, of course, they switched over to small arm firing.
Okay, Shawan, even as we focus on our western front, there is something happening to the east also. We're getting reports from Dhaka that the Yunus regime itself, usurper regime, has banned Sheikh Hasina and her party, the Awami League, from participating in elections. Interesting development there happening. Ambassador Vora, Muhammad Yunus himself having no legitimacy. All right, himself having no legitimacy, now banning Awami League and Sheikh Hasina's party.
Nobody will take him seriously. If you are an elected government, you can take certain decisions like this because you've been appointed by the people to decide the rules, to decide the structure, to decide the framework. But if you've been superimposed by somebody from outside, we all know who I'm referring to, then you have no legitimacy in this. I think this will be just laughed away. He can ban whoever he wants. He can ban China or he can ban the United States or whatever. Nobody is going to take this seriously at all. The Awami League, for whatever he has tried to do to Sheikh Hasina, still commands influence, still commands popularity. And if they take to the streets, as they might, if this is, if he pushes the envelope too far, sir, if they take to the streets, then he's going to deeply regret what he has done, pushing his country that he thought he was the savior of, that he was the self-proclaimed Messiah come to save Bangladesh. He would be responsible for civil war and for possibly its breakup.
Yeah, absolutely, and that things seem to be moving in that direction. In fact, now we have a confirmation from Indian Army about the Nagrota terror attack. It's still not being called terror attack, but it's being called an incident. And I quote the White Knight Corps about the incident. They are saying, on noticing suspicious movement near the perimeter. Alert sentry at Nagrota military station issued a challenge, leading to a brief exchange of fire with the suspect. Sentry sustained a minor injury. Search operations are underway to track the intruders. Which means it's possible that there are more than one suspect involved in this exchange of fire that took place between the sentry at the entrance of Nagrota military station and those terrorists. Okay, we have Colonel Anurag Shukla joining us, I believe, on this. Colonel Shukla, first the drone swarm, the drone attack, which almost mirrored what happened yesterday. And now we are also being confirmed by the Indian Army that one exchange of fire did happen outside their core headquarters, and that search operation is going on. So, I mean, what has changed? Pakistan is back to its old ways.
See, I understand, like, the army is deeply divided into two parts. One which believes in Asif Munir, one doesn't believe in. See, some action, some agreement has been taken by the political brass, of course, by the terms and conditions by the army itself. But there are soldiers on ground who are not accepting the same, and they are still going ahead with the operation. And that you call the Nagrota incident, that is nothing but their so-called second line of defense, which they call the madrasa trained people who are just going there and attacking and using as a proxy for the army, Pakistan army. So it has been failed again. Their attempts has been failed again, and slowly and gradually everything will be dying down, because ultimately they have to abide by the decision political brass has taken. But yes, it is a tough night for everybody, and the ceasefire is slowly and gradually concluding. What I have been talking to my own postmates are posted there right now, and they are giving us different versions what is coming out in the social media. It is not the same. It is, things are cooling down. Yes, definitely what you brought down, it was a violation, clear violation, and for last 3 to 4 hours there has been drones roaming around in both sides, but things are slowly and gradually cooling down.
Okay, let's just have a look at what the White Knight Corps, the 16 Corps, had to say on the incident with the post that they have come out. Can we just put it across? Yes, this is the post of White Knight Corps, the 16 Corps, and the headquarters of which saw this incident at their entrance when a sentry on duty found some suspects loitering around, and there was an exchange of fire. He challenged them, and then there was a return fire, and after which those suspects vanished from the scene, and the search is going on for those suspects, and those could be more. Suspects, it's being called suspects, which means it could be more than one. Major Sanjay Soi joins us on this broadcast as we build up to that address by Shehbaz Sharif, the Pakistani Prime Minister. We are, of course, not going to play it live, but as and when we get to hear what he has said, we would be bringing that information to you. Chal Soi, breach of ceasefire within a couple of hours, India taking a tough stance, and now this terror incident or a security situation outside the 16 Corps headquarters. How do you read these developments of the last 5-6 hours?
Yeah, Abhishek, 2-3 things I would like to highlight. Number one is that probably there was a discord between army chief and political bosses, and that is one conjecture, I feel, that Asif Munir did not agree to the ceasefire, but ultimately maybe with the more intervention of US and the political bosses, he would have agreed, as Colonel Shukla has also brought out. I have also come to know that peace has returned and there are no more incidents of ceasefire violations. Second thing is, while these firings were going on, and in last 2-3 days during the ceasefire violation, Pakistan would have definitely tried to infiltrate large number of people. We know the incident in Samba where 7 militants were killed, and they would have tried to send people across from other places also, because that is another thing which they would try before the ceasefire happens, a more number of people, and to create problem behind the lines. And if this firing continued, then also they would have acted as to create issues for Indian Army. That is why our government had mobilized all the CRPF, BSF and territorial army to take care of these people, and armed forces could remain focused for the front. That was second thing. So this is one incident. Is probably somebody might have infiltrated or might have been already inside and would have tried to create some mischief in a place like in a core headquarters. Had they been successful, it would have been very embarrassing for us.
Sorry to be interjecting, but I have to come in here. You're suggesting that maybe these intruders, these suspects, maybe a terror module, they were already there inside, and so, but then somebody presses the button, somebody activates them, and that somebody could be the same person who has activated the ceasefire violation.
Absolutely right.
Somebody who is not happy with the understanding reached between India and Pakistan. Somebody in Pakistan itching for a war.
And probably there's a discord between government and Asim Munir. It could be, or as Karan Shukla had brought out, this could be the work of some local regional commanders also. But however, I feel now the message has gone very clear. And if anything else happens, probably if something concrete, Pakistan tries to do something, we need to give them the punishment which they deserve, because we cannot keep on taking, and we cannot keep our reactions controlled. Then we have to go all out. There's no doubt in my mind. And one more thing I wanted to highlight is that Pakistan, it is a very, very embarrassing situation for USA also. In a country superpower like USA, and Pakistan was not abiding it. Probably they would have also done some sort of arm twisting, because otherwise the way India was ready and our armed forces were ready. When these drones and all came, we were prepared. It is not that somebody tried to stab in our back. Our armed forces were vigilant, ready to take on any kind of misadventure again after the violation of ceasefire. And probably US administration and the political bosses would have said that the way they got the punishments in last 24 hours, they would have guessed it, that Indians' might is so strong that we could penetrate the air defense, we could penetrate the radar system and cause damage to the most secured places in Pakistan. So the message was loud and clear, whereas all their attacks had failed miserably. So they understood where it lies, what the ultimate result would be if they continue with the operation. So probably maybe some better sense would have prevailed, but I think somebody has to understand, and hopefully this ceasefire holds good, Abhishek.
Yeah, hopefully it holds good, and if it does not, of course, as was indicated in the statement by Foreign Secretary, that
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला सिप सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप